Damn, that's not what we wanted.
It'll be fine. One tree.
It will be fine. So
I'm about to chuck my laptop across the room.
I get to roll d12s again
you
tonight.
roll d12s again, like actual big people dice.
The big boy dice.
The big boy.
The biggest of the dice boys.
I hope I crit eventually.
You'll crit, buddy. I believe in you.
The way you just said boys. It reminds me of a Magic the Gathering YouTuber I just discovered.
Yeah.
Voice is the most grating thing I've ever heard in my life, but he helped me build a better deck, so it was kind of worth it.
So most people who do Magic the Gathering on YouTube.
Hey boys! Stop
or
talking!
his laugh.
I don't get like consistent or themed sets of dice. I just have the same set that I've been using for 5 or 6 years.
Shame!
We were trying to have a heart-to-heart conversation about other YouTube personalities, because that's what we want to do, is be real confrontational with other YouTubers, but Colin's still stuck on dice again.
Look, when I used to film myself playing video games on the internet, I called out every big YouTuber because 4 people would watch my videos.
too.
Yeah,
Smart.
good times.
Yeah. Take that, other people.
I didn't have
actually respect you very much, and you probably do a really good job, and we wish we were as good as you, and someday we will be.
Everybody do you.
Hey, we should go ahead. We're on camera now, by the way.
Are we?
So we should do the thing where
really
where I guess we should start introducing ourselves. Hi, my name is Will Tramp. Tramp, like Lady Anna. I would like to let us all introduce ourselves. Welcome to Basements and Besties, by the way. Season 1, Episode 3 of the Dark Lanterns of Sharn campaign. So let's go ahead and start off and introduce ourselves. If I'm not mistaken, you went first the first time, you went first the second time, so we're going to start off with you.
Hello. I'm Colin. I am playing the role of Brock. He is the bugbear berserker who finds life a little bit dull without an explosion every now and then. Like that dog.
Yeah.
And let's see. Fun fact about me. If I could have the idealized job version of any job, it would probably be voice actor.
The idealized version of each job.
Yeah, without any of the difficult realities of it.
Okay, well, I have to imagine that, like any good voice actor, you probably have a couple of voices like in the bank that you've been working on.
Yeah, a few.
You want to go ahead and give us a couple?
Okay, so probably. Okay, I won't do Brock's voice because you'll be hearing plenty of that tonight.
Yeah.
But I can do a sort of weird, the Eastern European kind of guy.
Yeah, Italian. Yeah, I got it. Uh-huh.
No, if I wanted to do Italian, it would be a lot more bouncy.
That's French.
Oh my god.
Well, it's a good thing Italians aren't real.
Oh, that's a great
otherwise,
Italian right there.
otherwise they'd be very offended.
I can't edit this out!
Good. Yeah.
Just doing accents, ladies and gentlemen.
That's true.
It's just fun.
Okay, well, wonderful. Well, who would you like to hand it off to?
Let's go this way around the table this time.
Sounds good.
Hi, I'm Cassie, and I'm playing Adelaide Oleander, a human bard whose story has stepped outside of her Dragonmark house. And I guess going on, I don't know if I'm supposed to go on the idealized job, maybe? I have kind of my ideal job. I am a costume designer and technician, and also I am an educator in said field for college students. Yay!
I'm just bristling with rage and jealousy because I do not have my idealized job.
Yeah.
My boss, if you're watching this, I was kidding. It is my idealized job. So that's awesome. Yeah, you've been doing this forever.
I've been doing costumes for over 15 years at this point.
Nice. Cool. Yeah. Again, bristling with jealousy and rage.
Yeah.
I have no quip to make about that. Just jealousy and rage. Who do you want to hand it off to?
Oh, I think we're going to Connor.
Hi! Hi, I'm Connor. I'm playing Colton Reeves, a human warlock who made a deal with death, but he cannot remember the terms of the deal. My idealized job would be a person who just films stuff and puts it on the internet and, makes millions of dollars, like Markiplier.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
It's a dude who plays video games for a living.
But he puts it on the internet.
Puts it on the internet.
He makes millions of
Yeah.
dollars.
Actual millions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actual
Okay.
millions.
So we should have gotten him for this game.
Probably.
Yeah.
Not me.
Hey, we'll get there.
Oh, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Soon we'll replace Connor.
We're going to be wildly
Just replace me with Brendan Lee Mulligan.
Oh man.
I feel like you guys are banding together to try to replace me with Brandon Lee Mulligan, and that ain't happening. It's my house.
He's the DM for Dimension 20.
It's a very famous actual type show. We don't need to whisper. We can just say it out loud what it is.
What if they hear though?
It's not embarrassing to not know things.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I've showed you.
But yes,
show you
just
clips later.
filming stuff and putting it online and being able to make my money doing that.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
That would be
great.
Sweet.
I would agree. We're not making a dime for this.
No, this is a project of passion.
Yeah. Lots of passion.
It's a
So
start.
much passion.
We just best friends in basements or basements.
Basements and Besties here. We've gone over this.
It's literally in the name.
Speaking of you.
Wait, did you actually tell us
Did you see your
character?
Yeah, I said Colton.
Okay.
Yeah, he totally did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Warlock, death. Ah.
My name is Sarah Tramp, and I am playing Deidre Mills, a human rogue who is trying to find her place in the world without war. And my ideal job is pretty damn boring. I want to own a bank.
Why?
Because I want to actually do what a co-op bank is supposed to do and give loans to people that need it and assist them and get a financial footing so they can better themselves and their families.
At extremely high interest rates,
No,
right?
extremely low interest rates.
How are we going to finish this basement without extremely high interest rates?
Well, if you're looking for a loan, I am opening up a business. But
Plug.
you will have interest rates at very low rates. Prime right now is 7.5. I would be charging you at a 9% at maximum, unsecured.
Wonderful. Okay, yeah, that is boring. You're right.
Told you.
I say that as a joke. I live with her. This is something I know of. Hi, I'm Will Tramp. As mentioned before, this FNGM. I am the narrator for this particular game of A5E Level Up by Ian Publishing. If I had my ideal job, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this answer changes constantly because I am stuck in a state of what some might call arrested development, which I know is a name of a fun show, but it also kind of describes like people who don't really can't kind of get out of certain mindsets. I still have no idea what I want to do. So for today, what I would choose is Professional Dungeon Master. That would be a lot of fun, except for I say way too much. We were watching our previous videos, and I was about to start taking a shot every time I said or and then I think I would have died.
Yeah, you would have blacked out.
Yeah, I would have blacked out.
But
real bad.
every DM does that, though. Every DM, you notice, has something they kind of repeat a little bit.
Yeah,
when describing stuff.
I just need to I need to train myself to have a better one.
My favorite is seems to be.
Also, I'm just kind of moody, so it's like, maybe not try to get paid for that. That's why I do this for free, so you guys have to deal with my sour moods.
And we can't complain.
You can't, not, you're
Nor should we.
contractually obliged not to, friend. Your payment will be in the mail, by the way. Thank you so much.
Where's my payment?
You're married to me. That was your own mistake.
That's payment enough.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
a delight to be married to, Colin.
Delight.
Oh no, she's great to be married to. I'm the problem here.
Yeah.
But let's move on. Let's go ahead
Moving
and let's go ahead and start our ritual. So the first ritual we're going to do is we're going to roll initiative. We roll initiative at the start of the evening, so that way we don't have to halt everything to re-roll the initiative over and over and over again. This may not matter on some evenings where we only have maybe one combat or even none, but on some evenings we may have 3 or 4, and boy, they can have to
tonight.
slow things down.
It is nice to not stop and roll initiative
It
at
is
every combat.
Very nice not to do it. I really enjoyed this roll. So let's go and roll our initiative real quick, and let's let Sarah know, and she'll be recording it.
Adelaide.
8.
An 8. Brock.
4.
4. Colton.
13!
13.
Not on the bottom tonight.
Well,
You did it!
I did it! The thing he rolled good!
If our 2-year-old was down here, he'd say, "Hooray! You did it!
I'm excited.
I excited! We have
so.
3 kids.
And they're all just treasures and gifts and
You
wonderful.
might want to retake a look at those numbers real quick, my dear.
12, 4, 8. Oh, whoops.
Yep, there you go. You got it.
It was close. It was close. 3 out of 4.
You want to open up a bank, eh?
Hey, I'm better at putting
maybe
numbers
Adelaide
in
was just
my-
being polite.
I'm better at adding numbers than
after
organizing
you.
them.
That's fair. That's
I have
fair.
accounting books for that.
That's that's what QuickBooks is for. Your bank's using QuickBooks. Hey, if it works, it works. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go and do the ritual of the coins. So just kind of real quick for those of you at home, the coins are a method in which the players have some agency, or really it kind of represents fate in the game. The coins are something that they and I can use for a number of different, for a variety of different reasons. You can spend a coin on a reroll. You can spend a coin to maximize a damage dice or spell dice. Just one of those. If you do a fireball, you can only maximize one of those, not all 8d6. You can also use them to make a minor situational edit to a situation. I can't use those that way, but you all certainly can. Like, say you forgot something back at the tavern or the inn that you're staying at, you can maybe use one of the coins to say that you had it the whole time, right? The fourth use of the coin. What is the fourth use of the coin? I feel like there's a fourth use.
Die roll.
Yeah, die roll,
Damage.
maximize something.
Edit situation.
Edit the
I
situation.
think that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess that's it. All right. So the way that the coins work is we're going to roll a d6. Each of the players are going to roll a d6. I automatically start off with one for the DM side, and the players are going to roll a d6. Any of them that rolls a natural 6 has to give their coin to me. Now, every time we spend these coins, they trade hands. So it'll go over there. If I spend this one, it'll go over to them, and then when they spend it, it'll come back to me. It's sort of a tug of war of fate. So,
Kind of like how worth it is giving you resources.
yes, wonderful. Let's go ahead and roll those d6s.
That, I'm going to call that cards.
Sorry. There's everybody's coin.
Oh, already.
Tonight it is me who has...
Yeah, all right. Fate is a little bit on the unfortunate
I guess we're
side. You're on the
symbolically
edge.
supposed to put them
That's
back
why I
in.
was giving it
Yeah.
to you.
We're bad at this.
I already.
I know.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's this whole symbolism. You take the coin.
It's out of my
Yeah,
reach. I can't
it's
reach
over here.
I also noticed you didn't roll a dice when everyone else
I
did.
did. Not with everybody
Yeah,
else.
that's
Because
what
you
I
said
said.
roll and roll for the dice, and then I rolled.
Symbols mean nothing
We'll
to you.
get
It's why we celebrate Christmas in September for some reason. I have no idea why we do that.
Because it's warmer.
That's true. It is a lot warmer. Mom and Dad are always surprised when we show up with an armload of presents, but the nieces are happy, so there you go. All right. Okay, so the last ritual we have, the third ritual, is you are all going to tell me what happened last time.
Ooh, okay. Well,
Well,
What's been going on with the campaign? What have the Dark Lanterns of Sharn been up to?
So, we had a we found... Sorry. We had our fight with the strange ooze monster.
Oh, yeah.
That went pretty okay. We avoided most of the damage. We saw some really...
Gross
It eat
stuff.
through a half still living person, and it was awful.
Cassie, where was that ooze monster at?
It was, we were in the sewers in a Dask, not maybe headquarters, but the Dask gang seemed to have a location that
Cellar,
they, that they had control over in the sewers of Sharn.
Colin, who's Dask?
Dask is a gang based in Sharn that is, I believe, made up mostly of like monstrous races from outside of Breland.
That's correct. Yeah. Many believe the beings of Dask to be really a front for a former portion of Breland that broke off and became its own nation called Droam. And speaking of Dask and being inside of the sewers, Sarah, why don't you go and tell us, why were you in the sewers in the first place?
we were actually trying to find the friend of the nobleman. I can never pronounce his last name correctly.
Bonel or Nelvio?
Ernelvio. His friend had been taken because he had actually said he was Ernelvio to protect his friend, and so now we were trying to find him. And we did! Found him in the sewers of the hideout.
But Connor, that isn't all that you found down there, am I correct?
That is not. We found an orcish shaman who was interrogating him, and a man who had golden snakes for hair, and a what are those? Intellect Devourer as a pet.
Yeah.
And although we were able to defeat the Orcish shaman and rescue Chet, the mysterious snake-headed man disappeared through some form of magic that as far as we can tell.
Yes, and I forgot to give you guys a little handout here of the snake-headed man. So I just want to go ahead and hand that over there to you. So now you have access to that. Yeah, you know,
He looks like a good chap.
You know, I don't know what that snake-headed man can do because I've never heard of a snake-headed man in any sort of literature at all, ever at any point. But I feel like he did you all a favor by walking out that room.
I appreciate the standardness of the guy realizing how small we are.
We did also hear a name for him.
Mm.
Harush.
Yes, we did.
Or Harush.
Was that? Were you given a name? Okay.
I've got it written on my sheet, so...
Oh, you don't have your sheet today?
No, I said I have it written on my sheet.
Okay, I see.
I believe Shagor might have the half orc may have called him by name, which is how we got that.
The one who threw sleep in our face.
Yeah. So the name of the sacred man was Harash. Shagrum.
Shagrum.
Was the shaman that was interrogating. She is deceased though. Fell by an axe in the back by Brock in the Dask Sewer hideout from rescued Chet. So, all right. So you rescued Chet. You rescued Bonal and Nelview. How did the session end?
Well, Bonel or Nelview was so grateful to us that after we had a good night of sleep and a shower, we met with him to discuss reimbursing us, as he said he would, for going out of our way to help him. And aside from some, monetary value, he gave us the deed to a place called the White Stag Manor.
Yeah.
So we open up today's session inside of the Drunken Dragon Tavern. You guys are currently in the Clifftop district, one of many districts in Upper Dura. Sharn, as we've talked about before, is divided out into kind of 3 different levels for the most part when we talk about the City of Towers. You have the lower wards, where the poorest and most wretched citizens dwell. You have the middle wards, which is kind of where the middle class happen to live. And then you have the upper wards of Sharn, where mostly the rich hang out. Now, Dura is kind of located here along the Dagger River. It was this particular, the district here, and the specific area of Clifftop is located right up here, kind of in the northern part of the city. Clifftop can be, now most of Upper Dura is really more middle class, while the rest of the upper wards of other districts are like the highest of high class, except for Skyway, which is the highest of high class, which is a district literally nestled on clouds. Dura is a little bit unique in that it's an older ward of the city, and its upper district has more middle class, where then its middle district is more lower class, and its lower district is the scariest part of town. The entire city. So, by the way, these hands out for you guys to take a look at. These are your various maps of the various your map of the districts of Sharn.
Perfect.
So, as you are you're sitting at your table and you're looking over the deed to White Stag Manor, and as you are as Bonel or Nelview had fairly recently just gotten up and walked away, you notice another figure is approaching your table in this bustling tavern here. This figure is a middle-aged man, pale or I guess tanned skin. He's got a pretty sick widow's peak happening right here with what little bit of hair he has. He walks with a cane. And you can see that he walks with a cane there as he approaches your table. He's dressed in kind of nondescript clothing of browns and whites and such. Fairly humble fabrics, but not too humble, but not too fine either. As he approaches you, you can see that he's kind of sucking juices through his teeth. You can tell that he has some sort of like chewing tobacco there. And you recognize the face of Assistant Inspector General Stover Delft, who sits down at your table, nods to all of you, and reaches into reaches into a pocket there and pulls out a candle. And he puts the candle down on the table there and goes, "Any of you all got a light?"
Yeah, of course.
Pull out my.
As you light the candle, the smell of like anise kind of fills the air for just a brief moment, and then you notice that there's kind of a strange effect in the sound. It gets a little quieter at your table as the smoke starts to kind of, the little wisp smoke starts to fill the air around you. You can see it kind of just gets a little quieter, and when you speak, you hear a slight echo to it, like a distant echo of your words, but it doesn't quite fit. Like what you're saying, the echo doesn't seem to be saying exactly what you are saying. It's somewhat disconcerting if you hadn't had felt this effect before. Stover places his cane, or kind of takes his cane there and kind of wraps the table with it. Yeah, that's solid. What's so funny?
Just good to see you, sir.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Now, the Assistant Inspector General Stover Delph is your boss in the Dark Lanterns. Which may explain part of why he feels so comfortable with just approaching and sitting down at your table. So he looks at all of you. So, call me up at all hours of the friggin' night. Tell me you got a job done. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Found the Urnell View boy?
Yes.
And you couldn't have just waited till morning to send that message?
Apologies. It was late, but I didn't think so late that you might not be up.
Well, it's my personal time, 9 to 5.
Right.
I ain't a field agent no more. I go home. I do things.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, well, you'll get there someday, maybe. Speaking of getting your quote, what's that look for? You got like a deer in a headlight sort of look.
No.
The light that you place on front of a cart.
Yeah.
Headlight. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
Seen you do
all right.
it once.
All right, Deirdre. All right. So why don't you go ahead and give me the report of what's going on?
Well, tracking with the information that we were given, we ended up at a warehouse belonging to the Bormar clan.
Mm-hmm.
However, they seemed to have been ambushed by members of the Dask clan.
Yeah. All right.
The members of the Dask clan took the captive that they believed to be Urnell. However, there were two men. They took...
That's a twist.
Yes, they took the friend of Urnell. Urnell was actually left behind in the closet.
Well, that's good. You found him in the closet then.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, and took him back home.
Well,
Yes, we did. We took him back home.
Whoa.
And then, through the course of trying to search out his friend, we found out about Dask having a headquarters is where they were trying to take Urnell.
Now, that's interesting. Judging by the timeline of when you called me so very late, why did you wait to call me after you had taken him home and after you had gone and gotten the friend?
He was
seems
very
weird.
adamant that we rescue him, his best friend, Chet.
besides him being a friend of Urnell, they took Chet thinking he was Urnell.
Right.
So potentially any information that he might have had could have also been tortured out of him. He might not have as much information as Urnell, but he could have still spilt some.
What you do on your own time is what you do on your own time, but it's funny because you both kind of avoided the question that I had. I thought that was real interesting, the tag teaming of avoiding the specific question I had. My specific question was, why did it take you so long to reach out to me? Because you tried to say, well, you gotta hurry, but that's a funny thing about sending, is that it's about 25 words. You couldn't make time for 25 words to let me know. I was worried sick about you staying up all night thinking, when are they going to give me a call? It wasn't really what I was doing, but you get the impression. I also thought it was real interesting how you cut her off to say that, which tells me, as per you, as it has before in the past, that maybe you ain't being too honest with me about this. Now, Deirdre, I don't believe I have to remind you that we are professionals, and as a result, information is extremely important. And withholding information from a superior officer in a government agency probably ain't the best idea. You want to amend that statement?
I was just saying what we do on our own time is what we do on our own time, just like you said.
So you two agree with this statement? Oh, that's a big sigh.
We took the noble through the sewers with us to get his friend back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very different. That's a very different statement. Well, now that's interesting. I got two conflicting statements. You got you two saying that you took the noble with you, or Nelview, your charge, the person you were given a mission to get back safe and sound. But you two are saying you took him into the dangerous Dask cell in the sewers.
He was insistent.
He was insistent. But now you two said that you didn't do that.
No,
you did
I
agree
never
with
said
her.
I didn't do that.
You did agree. No, you said you took him right home.
I said we took him home.
No, you said you took him home then. When you said home then, you made a very clear statement. So I don't want to be interrupted by you again. I just want to make sure I got this right, because that's what you said, and I gave you a chance to amend that statement. You already took that chance to not do it. So I want to be clear, because you also seem to agree with that statement. You can see where I'm getting the frustration from, because now I'm getting two different reports, and I only can file one. Because if I have to file two reports, oh boy, am I going to be pissed.
Ernelview went with us into the sewers.
Ah, see, now that makes a lot more sense.
As Colton said, this was partly due to his insistence and essentially telling us if we didn't go immediately and let him come with us, that he was going to basically run around Lower Dur trying to find his friend, which would put him even more in harm's way.
Oh, you're going to let him do that?
No.
Didn't it occur to you just knock that boy out, drag him back home?
A couple of times, but...
What? I
don't want to hear from you right now. You already had your chance to re-amend your statement. I'm gonna let you stick with your previous statement.
So to keep our cover, it felt best to keep him close at hand.
It's true. It did help keep the cover that we were adventurers hired by the professor to protect him. So...
It's something else with the locket and the missing stone. Felt like it might be a good idea to... It might be in our best interest to get him on our side and cooperate with us.
You mean a locket and a missing stone?
Well, see, in the Boromar warehouse, right, there was this... One of the fallen Boromars had this locket that had been open, and there was a hollow inside. And when we show it to in Elview, he says it's his, and he mentions something his mother said about there being something called a Stone of Galore, and I don't know if it was in Elview or Chet, but one of them mentioned that the blokes what kidnapped him talked about looking for it.
I think that was Ernelview.
Was that Ernelview?
I think so. He was surprised, if you remember, about
He didn't
it
know
being
about
open.
it.
Yeah. He had never seen the locket opened before, so
Yeah.
that seemed to be something that perhaps the Boromar or Dask members.
Something to do with his father,
Figured.
I think.
Now, at about this moment, you notice that a goblin, a young goblin girl, is kind of walking by the table, and she turns and looks you in the eye and says, "Go!" She says, "Go gargoyle! Yeah, yeah!" And, like, points at you and then like keeps walking. And Delph just kind of cocks an eyebrow, goes back.
Do I know what that means?
No, you're not sure at all what that means. Roll an insight check, though.
11.
Assistant Inspector General Delph, though, seems to be not surprised at all by what just happened.
Okay.
Giving you the impression that he might know what that was about.
Yeah.
All right. So we know there's a missing stone, possibly something stone of galore. That's what they were looking for.
Yeah.
Probably had something to do with his dad. All right. So you came here to meet with him today.
Yeah.
I assume he offered you some sort of reward or something, some sort of thank you.
Yes.
I assume he's buying drinks for everyone at the table tonight.
No, I think he had another appointment that he went to.
He didn't put your drinks on his tab.
Well,
What a
no,
cheapskate.
he. Well, as we were talking, he paid for everything. But as far as later tonight, no.
Oh, I meant now.
Oh, yes, he took.
Sorry, I woke up so early when you called me so late at night. Time's a bit weird. Anyway, I'm gonna get myself a whiskey, and he kind of tries to get the attention of the pixie waitress that's sort of floating around, but seems to be having a little bit of trouble getting her attention.
Why would that person call me a gargoyle?
I can call you a gargoyle. She said, "Go gargoyles!" Yeah.
Why? Why would she say that?
It kind of points to the candle here. It goes, it's the candle of false conversations.
Oh, okay.
You know how this thing works?
No.
You light it, and then within a certain radius, while the candle burns, anybody outside of the radius thinks that we are having a different conversation. They still see us talking, but they hear something different. Currently, we're having a conversation about who's going to win the race of the 8 wins. And apparently, you're putting a lot of money on the gargoyle, I guess. Oh. That makes sense, you, being from Lower Dur and all.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, all right, I need to drink. That waitress ain't going to see me anytime soon, probably because, according to this illusion, I'm probably screaming at her something about the Pegasus. So why don't the 3 of you go ahead and go down to the bar and get me a drink?
All right.
Kind of reaches in, pulls out a couple of silver, and then tosses it to you. So as you walk away, he waits till they're around, and he kind of turns to you and goes, "Deidre, why are you still pulling that shit?"
Trying to keep him out of trouble.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Your former handler used to like to keep things under wraps, kind of downplay the dangerous decisions you all were making. And where did that get him? Yeah, that's right. He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I'm now officially your direct superior, because even though we're supposed to have a middle buffer, middle management right there, you are bypassing and talking straight to me.
Yep.
I'm a pretty hands-off guy.
Yes.
I'm going to let you generally do what you do, mainly because I don't like being bothered, especially with the paperwork. But I don't like being lied to, especially for dangerous shenanigans. And Deirdre, I'm gonna say this once. If this whole fibbing thing continues and it causes me to have to do more and more paperwork, I'll just write the exit papers for you. It'll be a lot simpler for me in the long run. Are you catching what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Great. Because, again, I really don't like paperwork. We're good?
Yep.
Good. At this point, you guys probably come back with a drink.
Here you go, Paul. Oh, never mind. You already got it.
I go too.
You set it down in front of him. He takes his cane and sort of like taps it. Yeah, all right. That seems good. Kind of pulls it, and then he puts it to his mouth for a second, and kind of pulls back, and then he spits in it. All right, and then just starts drinking it.
As far as the reward, sir,
Yeah, well, is it money?
no,
Promises?
property.
Hugs? Property?
Yes.
Property?
Yes.
What do you mean property?
We've got the deed, right? So I'm gonna pull that out and show him.
Let me see that. Kind of stops for a second as he grabs it, and his eyes go really wide.
I've been handling it for a while.
Yeah, I get it. He puts it down on the table and pulls out his cane and just sort of like hits it a couple times with the cane. He goes, all right. Whoever holds this deed, White Stag Manor, Clifftop. Oh. He says it's yours, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, ain't that
Yeah.
fantastic? He just kind of rolls it up. He goes, well, ain't that interesting? Bunch of government agents suddenly getting property.
Well, figure maybe we spruce it up a little bit. Might be a good way to keep an ear to the ground in the neighborhood.
Do you now? So you're saying you want to keep it?
Yeah.
You know, if we're allowed to.
You think that's what Dark Lanterns are about? Taking big old rewards for big fancy hero work? Is that what we're doing here?
The thought was, if we are allowed to keep it, that maybe this could provide us with a useful cover.
Useful cover. And cover is what? What do you think?
Bar owners.
Bar owners?
And adventurers.
And adventurers.
It is Clifftop.
You know how to run a bar?
No.
Yeah, so your plan was to go undercover. You know, if you go undercover as a bar owner, you probably have to know how to own a bar.
I mean, there's going to be a few days between. Well,
You're mumbling, boy.
I'm sure we'll figure it out. It can't be too.
Oh, yeah, I'm certain House Galadra, spends years training bartenders and bar staff and bar managers, but you can figure it out in, what, a couple of weeks, right? Look at you. So clever. Love that.
But it is possible. We've been using this cover to find her now you saying that we were adventurers hired by the professor.
Right.
That we continue with this cover as adventurers now trying to start this place, this tap and this bar.
All right. What say you, Deirdre? You a fan of this idea, too?
Not wholly, no.
What do you think you should do with it? You all should do with it.
I mean, it's already been given to us. It's either that or turn it over to the Dark Lanterns and have it be property of the government.
You could always put it up for auction.
Understand?
So, I'm asking you, what do you think should be done with it? I know what can be done with it. I'm asking you what you think should be done with it.
I think as private citizens who performed a private deed for a nobleman being rewarded in a private way means that we should be able to retain such said reward.
First of all, you weren't doing a private job. You were on business when that happened.
We rescued a friend. That's what was not on business.
We did endanger our charge in the process of doing it.
We endangered. We.
You were
Who
there.
said we
You were there
should
for
not
it, Deidre,
take
come
him?
on.
Who said we should go right home?
You did
and
say
then
that.
go after that.
You did say that.
Yes, exactly. That is what I said to do.
See, here's why it's so easy to catch you all in a fib. Y'all don't have each other's backs. You guys just sit
Exactly.
here and stop it. You're not catching my point. You bicker too much. You bicker too much amongst each others, and most importantly, you bicker too much in front of other people. You got to show a position of strength, show a position of uniformity. Well, of solidarity, I suppose. You don't need to be uniform. Although we could get to uniforms, if you tick me off enough. That might be worth the paperwork. Get yourself in something nice Breland's blue. What do you think? Nice big old dress and a bonnet.
Blue's
Yeah,
not
I can
really
see
my
you wearing
color.
that. Yeah, what?
Blue's not really my color.
Well, but you bicker too much. You got to stop that. Figured maybe putting y'all out on an assignment might help create some bonds here, and instead, it seems like you just created two little cliques here. The honest boys, then, eventually honest girls.
It hasn't really been the same since, no offense, boss, but the other boss ain't around no more to work that stuff out like he used to.
Yeah, well, now you're stuck with me. Alright. I actually tend to agree. I think this is a good idea. I think your little cover plan is a good idea. I think there's a couple of little hitches in there. I don't think you should be running that bar at all. Because you still got a job to do. I think you would want to outsource that to someone else. To management. I think I could pull some strings and make sure that you get some funds to at least get the place fixed up and running how you need to make it work. That could be swung pretty easily. Maybe maintain a pretty good cover for you. Plus be far cheaper than buying a whole brand new building in some nondescript area or something or other. I think this plan has merit. Yeah. I do. If you guys aren't. Plus, it might just be fun to watch all you try to own a business together and then, fall apart through infighting or something. As two of you say that you ordered the ale and the other two admit, no, we didn't. Then you end up being dry on the biggest drinking night of the year. It'd just be funny. It'd be funny. All right.
Yeah, right.
What I want you to do is I want you to go by White Stag Alley, I believe is where it says it's located. You should find it there. If I'm not mistaken, that should be somewhere near the Mystic Market, which is just a couple of blocks from here, so it ain't too far of a walk. I think you should look it over, see if it's right, and then if it's salvageable, do it to it. You have a budget, though, of course. We'll say, let's make it easy. I think I could probably swing, let's say, 1,000 gold for it. I ain't gonna give you the money. You're gonna submit bills.
Cool.
And we'll cover it there. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. There you go. You get it. You get it. All right. Well, any other events I should know about before I leave? I really don't like surprises, and I really don't like them into my paperwork.
In the desk headquarters, or not headquarters, but hideout in the sewers, there was at least one individual that got away that was not taken care of.
Somebody got away. Did they see your face?
Yes.
Do they know your name?
Yes.
They know your name.
Well,
Did
they
you tell
said
their
it out-
name?
No. People were saying it out loud.
I don't.
Did someone? No, hold on. Don't you be very, very clear about this. Does the person who got away know your name?
Our names were being said throughout the whole fight.
Deirdre!
Yeah.
Was she in the fight? Was the person who got away in the fight?
At the
Do you
very-
know for certain they heard your name?
Not for certain.
This is something you need to know.
Not for sure.
You gotta stop just saying things that you don't actually know are true.
The potential is there, so it's better to assume yes
Then say
than
the
no.
potential is there.
The
Don't say
potential is there, assume yes than no.
I don't deal in assumptions. I deal in information. That is what we do. I do not want to hear potentials. I don't want to hear about maybes. And I don't want to hear conspiracies.
All
You
right.
tell me what is true, or you don't say anything at all. Goodness gracious. All of you. Driving me nuts.
Sorry, boss.
They may or may not have heard our names, but we did hear a name. Harash.
Harash. What does that name mean?
I'm not sure.
Find out.
Right.
That ain't your first priority. Your first priority is getting this cover in. You don't jump on that, it's going to look suspicious to her Nellview, and if things look suspicious to her Nellview, then suspicion starts to spread out. So you deal with that first. At some point, if you keep your ear to the ground, though, if you hear this name Harash, you figure out as much as you can about it, all right? Keep names up in here. Also, keep your own names. I believe her when she says that names are going about. Didn't her Nellview learn all your names?
Yes.
Your real names?
Yes.
Your government names? Damn, you're all bad at this. All right. Damn. All right. What are you doing? Get to the Mystic Market. I just gave you an assignment. Get out of here. I'm drinking.
Hi. Let's go.
And he just sits there grousing as you all leave. And as you leave, you can just you hear him his mumbles go from insubordinate sons of bitches always lying to oh, that damn Pegasus ain't ever gonna get the raise like it needs to. Son of a gun, I gotta lose the whole house. So,
Why do you piss them off like that?
Why do you have to rat people out like that?
I don't know, because I know if I lie enough, he'll probably put me
Yeah,
back in
but
the
if we
ground.
hold together, he wouldn't even know. Thanks for having my back to try to keep us out of trouble. Appreciate it, Colton.
Oh,
D.D.
God.
I mean, I can't keep trying to lie.
I'm not saying keep trying to lie. I'm saying lie this one time because we did exactly what we shouldn't have done. We shouldn't have brought him with us, and all of you said it was a good idea to do it.
I didn't say it was good or bad. I just didn't want to deal with his whining, and I didn't feel like beating a nobleman into submission.
Be that, whether or not it was a good idea, it's definitely not a good idea to lie to our boss who works for a government intelligence agency.
Do you realize how often what was his name? Valence lied for us? To keep us out of trouble? Do you realize that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess who had our back? He did. Did we say, oh, he's lying. He's lying. So maybe have each other's backs next time. Right? Are we a group or not? Do I have to worry about saying something and then you undercutting me in front of someone?
Can we not also have each other's backs in the truth?
Yeah, when the truth is when it is deemed that we need to tell the truth. But the issue is he's done within blocks of rocks. Do you think he really gives a shit if we live or die out there? No, he doesn't. All he's gonna do is go make a little note in his notebook, and he's gonna say, "Oh yeah, tick, you guys did a bad thing. Now it's going on your record."
I will say the only thing I disagree with that is I don't think he's dumb. I think he's much smarter than he plays off.
Company man.
That's seasoned.
It's not.
I'm not saying he's not an idiot. I'm just saying give him a little more credit than that.
I do.
Where's this come from? We were all in the service together. Like, well, one of the only things that we've really learned out there was you follow orders when they come from your superior, right?
Yeah, and I was following my orders and not putting him in danger, but then we broke away from orders.
Yeah, and then you don't try to hide it.
Yeah, you do. Because you don't want to get in more trouble. She's new. I don't want her getting into trouble, getting marks that can actually give her demerits. And also, I was conscripted in the army.
Yeah, I was too.
You were conscripted as well, and then so you have no problem with following orders 24/7.
Being conscripted was the best thing that ever happened to me.
It's not the best thing that happened to me.
Well, agree to disagree, I suppose. Let's go look at this house.
So you guys begin to walk through Clifftop, and soon enough you find yourself in the area known colloquially as the Mystic Market.
Ooh.
All manners of people can be found in this sunlit market, which exists on a series of interconnected bridges and tower balconies. At a nearby stall, you see an ogre haggles with a Sahuagin merchant over a set of pungent-smelling coral, while above you, you see a human woman diving off of a 40-foot-tall platform to demonstrate the effectiveness of a featherfall token that a merchant at the base of the platform is selling. In the middle of the district floats a white tower, seemingly made of solidified light. Floating above its golden pinnacle, you see an image of an open book, its pages ever flipping. The Mystic Market.
Cool.
This is the tower that's... I'm just making sure.
No, it's the other floating tower. Too.
Okay, good, cool.
No, it's that one. Yeah. I mean, if this was a approximation, but anyway, let's say in the actual.
Yes.
This is just a place to think
the
about
mind
town,
space.
but so all right. So you are headed to the White Stag Alley. So as you move through the market, you see a number of different shops and magical hawking all types of magical items or reagents or strange objects and relics from exotic lands like Zendrek or Riedra. The Clifftop is the Mystic Market. So Clifftop is an adventurers district. So all manner of people who adventure all over the world make their home here in this district. And because of this, the Mystic Market has sort of sprung up. The Mystic Market is a magical market. Now, while Eberron is a world of magic, most of your marketplaces in Sharn are of the mundane variety, food or various wares. But here, they cater to. They know who they're catering to, and that's adventurers with a lot of money. So, now, as you move on through this vibrant Mystic Market, I'm gonna just keep saying it, Mystic Market, Mystic Market.
TM.
TM. Right. It's a TM by Eberron Keypicker.
Yeah.
Not me though. As you move away from the core, start to move away from the core of the marketplace there, and off through a number of different side streets, your eyes immediately fall upon the largest building in an alley that you've been directed to. It sticks out among the rest, partly because its 3-story structure makes it loom over all of the other structures, but mostly because of its state of dilapidation. It is of an old, elegant build from a different era than the functional buildings that surround it. The roof is the color of a bright, fetid green. Its missing shingles expose a decaying brown underneath, giving it the complexion of a pox victim. Its form hints at the proud posture of the old architect which birthed it, but time has curved its spine and made it humble. Bricks are scattered around a chimney that abruptly ends, leaving it pointed to the sky like a jagged tooth. The few windows that haven't been boarded up are shuttered in their frames. 2 balconies run the perimeter of the manor, on the 2nd and 3rd level, but those hang on like a necrotic limb. Railings are missing completely on the upper balcony, and the lower deck is barely intact, if the hanging floorboards are of any indication. In fact, the only part of that gives you any confidence is the base level, foundation made of stronger masonry. But even there, the once presentable veneer is beginning to decay. Plaster has been chipped away at parts, exposing the less than decorative brick behind. An old tag left by a vandal long ago has started to fade, leaving an incomplete mark of graffiti that almost looks appealing set against its canvas. The small concrete wall that runs around the manor is only ceremonious, as indicated by its height of a couple of feet and the fact that half of it seems to be missing, either destroyed or pilfered. Looking at it, recognizing its state of disrepair, and the fact that it's somehow still standing, you simultaneously get the feeling that a stiff wind could knock it over, or it might be just as likely to survive another cataclysmic war. This is White Stag Manor.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
So it both looks like it will last forever and fall apart immediately.
This is the longest description of a shitty house I've ever given.
I liked it though.
Well, it's a bit of a fixer-upper, sure, but...
This has about as much personality as a rotting corpse.
Oh, this is...
Well, you would know, wouldn't you?
This is more than 1,000 gold.
Alright, that was good. That was good.
Now, as you do note that up at the front of the manor, kind of where the little crumbling, few feet high wall is, you see that there's a kind of a rusty, slightly ajar, wrought iron gate. And you can see that there is a figure, a man, it appears, standing over at that gate. Kind of peering in, sort of squinting.
Will you do this, sir?
The man kind of jumps a bit and he turns around. It's this, is a paler-skinned man with threadbare, like what may have once been fine clothing, but it's somewhat threadbare. He's got a walking staff. His eyes are sort of buggy. His hair is long, brown, and wavy. He's got a big old beard. And he kind of jumps and he sees you and goes, hey, sorry, I was looking at the old white stag. This right here, was a beauty back in the day. Looking forward to restoring it myself someday if I had the opportunity.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it before?
What was that?
Like, you said it's a beauty.
It's a tavern.
Very
Tavern and manor. You see, the living quarters are above, tavern below. Beloved of the neighborhood. Now, this is before the drunken dragon came in and sort of bringing in its flashing lights and its magical dragon all moping around all drunken. Like, no, the White Stag was a classy place. And I aim to get it back there again one day.
Did you used to own it, or did you?
Well, yes, I did. My name is Emmett Froome. Former and soon-to-be re-owner of the White Stag Manor. Yep.
Soon to be.
I see you back there, big guy. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah. So, you folks ain't from around here, are you?
From Clifftop, no.
Well.
Interestingly, are you in talks with the current owner?
No, the current owner is somewhat unreachable. He left town, you see. But, I figure any day now the city will condemn it, get that back up on auction, then get it at a nice cheap price. Cheaper than I bought it for originally.
So what would you do to restore it back to its former glory?
What would I do? I would put it back right as I had it. Try to polish wood floors, give it a nice coat of paint. Now don't let this fool you. Once I get the work put in and get the money put back into it, because the previous owner clearly didn't care much about what happened to him, but I certainly do. Once I get that all fixed up. Well, it'll be the number one site. You all seem like adventuring types, yeah? Yeah. Well, you'll be finding yourself drinking here every night, I bet.
So you saying you used to own this? You know how to run a tavern and a bar?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
Could I get an insight check on this guy?
Yeah, sure.
11.
Okay, I want to remind you that Breland and Elview told you a little bit about how his father got a hold of the manor.
In a game.
In a game of chance, 3-dragon ante, which he won off of a guy. He won the entire off of a guy. Now, I don't know what to tell Deirdre about what good business ownership and what not good business ownership is, but putting your entire business as a bet may not be the best business decision.
No!
Yeah. Once I get a hold of it, though, oh boy, it's gonna be sad to see. So,
Well, I actually need to get on cast.
you have to be with the owner of the property to go inside, otherwise,
I am with the owners of the property.
Hello.
I'm sorry to say this, but the White Stag isn't going to be for sale anytime soon. We're actually the new owners. And
I'm sorry. Just
No.
Oh, did you pull it out?
I pulled it out.
Hey, then let's go and roll. Let's. You pulled it out. You put it out there.
I'm gonna have to
What am I
punch an old
rolling?
man.
Sorry.
This is gonna be bad.
You're gonna roll a dexterity check to see if you can.
It's expected of me.
But he's messing with my girl.
Sure. She's gonna try to re-roll.
Yeah. He
Dexterity
pulled that
check.
deed.
Dexterity
God
check.
damn it. I rolled worse. I think it's just a 5.
Yeah, he got a 15. So he did. So you pull it out and say, "You got the deed right here." Just snatches it out of your hands. He's like looking at it with his big old eyes. He's just like, whoever may be the owner of the watch.
Nope, I'm going to take it back.
This is the DM going. We already resolved it.
Yeah, we resolved it.
So we
That's
already
what I'm
resolved
trying to
it.
Yeah.
He's keeping it
So
away
we're
from
we're just gonna do the scene real quick.
Okay.
And then you snatch it back to him. He goes, how'd you get that? You must have stolen it. Thieves. Ernelview left town. He left town. He was run out.
Yeah, well, his son's still here.
And it was his son's property. He has now given it to us.
Now, I think we can come to a little bit of a talk here. We aren't exactly, we're adventurers. We're not exactly business owners.
It's a very different skill set.
And we need someone with knowledge of how to run the tavern to help us run the White Stag. So although we would technically be the owners, if you want to help restore it back to former glory and bring it from the ashes, mate, we'll take your help.
You're saying, as you stand upon living up in the high life in the upper part of the manor, you want with the gold from these here adventurers coming in, and that you want to offer me pennies on that?
No,
you
offer
think
you a
of
good
that?
wage.
You think of that? Yeah. How much of a wage?
I don't know,
Huh?
good wage.
We'd have to discuss it because we don't know anything about paying people.
Yeah, that's where your expertise would come in.
Trying to think here for a second how I roll this because I want you two to give me an insight check.
Okay.
God damn it.
Okay. This is what I'm supposed to be bad at, but I got a 16.
Yeah.
I
You had a good read on this.
insight is intelligent. So I got an 11.
Okay, you remember you are suddenly remember the story of how Ornelview got a hold of it, and the idea of a business owner losing his entire business in a game of chance, and you hear him offering the management to this man. You notice, you remember this portion, but you also see that the look on his face as he's considering this. And the slow creeping smile that sort of kind of forms on his face there. You alone notice that you get a little bit of a icky feeling from that. He goes, Mrs. Besties.
We'd have to discuss it, of course.
I mean, yeah. Like,
well, you're not going to just promise me, offer a man a job and then just
I'm gonna
sneak it out right from underneath it, right? I mean, we're men of our words,
I'm
ain't we?
not sneaking anything out from underneath anyone, mate.
He'll tuck it into his...
Yeah.
I'm not sneaking anything out from anyone.
I don't understand what you're saying. You.
This is why I don't do the talking.
What do you mean?
We need to discuss it.
Fine. Discuss it. Discuss it! And he just kind of throws his hands up and just starts storming off
Have a nice
across
day.
the street and opens up the building across the street and just storms inside.
Is it like an actual building or
It's just like a house.
It's like a house with a business underneath. And you see it's
Jesus Christ.
Fruins Loons.
I imagine him just like staring out of a window.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. You see the curtains. You see the curtain. You see the door slams, and then curtains just slightly open. And he's just like watching you from there. Okay, so so Fruins Loons is across the street. I gotta write that down.
I was just trying to be nice to an old man down on his luck.
Yeah, no, your heart was in the right place.
Yeah, insides.
Yeah.
Inside.
Discreetness.
Yes, discreetness. We're working on the discreetness.
You got it, Shiv.
It's about that moment that you hear the sound of breaking
It's
glass.
like Rasputin.
No.
Rasputin?
That's hilarious. Rasputin looks like a nut. Oh my god, it does!
Holy crap. That's great.
Probably is a
Breaking
picture
glass,
of the
though.
Rasputin guys. All right, so you hear the sound of breaking glass coming from inside the manor.
Hurry up inside to see what's making.
Yep, hand is discreetly inside the inside of my coat. And let's go inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
You head inside. The door is boarded up, but the front door is boarded up.
Well,
And you can hear, though, the sound of laughter coming from inside, like, shh, shh, yeah, shh, shh.
okay.
Yep.
I guess I will unsling Lucille from my back and get ready to go at the boards over this door.
Okay, so you wind up and get ready. What are the rest of you doing while he's getting ready?
There are windows that are broken out already that aren't covered, correct?
Yeah.
I want to try to go through one of those windows.
So you move over and start heading in.
I see what she's doing and I'm going to follow with her.
Okay, sounds good. What are you doing?
I'm going to maybe try and stay. Like maybe we go in another way.
Oh my gosh, it's a video game. Most.
Got the
He's
idle
getting ready.
animation.
He's like,
Yeah.
Gotta build up for it.
Okay. You're right.
Let's follow Dee Dee.
He will sullenly sulk over to the window.
Dragging Lucille and these rinse in the earth. It's trapped alive.
so you head in. So basically the way so the front door, right? So it's there's kind of like a lower stone porch surrounding little stairs that lead up to it from the ground there to a stone porch that has the overhang of the second story porch. It's kind of precarious, it's hanging there, but it seems that it's been hanging there for quite some time. So while it doesn't look the best, you don't get the distinct impression that the steps that you're making now is going to cause this whole thing to come crashing down. The door is boarded up, but there's a couple of windows off to the right of it, and you kind of so you note that some of the boards have actually already been pried off; they're already on the ground. And as you step on through, you find yourself staying in a very large kind of common area. You can see that there is a bar up there against the eastern side. You can see there's a large common room. There's a kind of towards the north there is a big hearth. And then there is kind of a turret, like the house has the manor has a turret kind of sticking out of it on the on the northwest corner, and that common room sort of spills into that.
Okay.
There.
So it's like a cozy little nook. Yeah.
Yeah, to an extent. And you can see that there's clearly more back rooms back behind the bar, but what really draws your attention are the three figures in the room already. You see three children. One is a young boy with brilliant red skin and long curving horns sticking out of his head. He has an eye patch. On his back he has a little bow and quiver with a number of arrows sticking out of it. His clothes are threadbare and tattered, and he is he's sitting on a rickety stool with his feet propped up on the bar. And he is sitting beside another young boy of darker skin, with a darker complexion. He's wearing tattered, what appear to be like red robes over a threadbare tunic. He has a little polished stick in his hand that he's sort of waving around, and fluttering about his head is a owl that lands beside him on the bar. But standing on top of the bar is a young girl, really, of darker hair, olive complexion, wearing a kind of tattered leggings and a blue jerkin with a kind of half cape slung over one hand and in her other slung over her arm, but with her other hand she holds out a wooden sword in a dramatic pose as she is kind of going through a story for the other two boys who are sort of cheering her on as she goes. But she abruptly stops with a "Avast!" And she sees you all coming in, and she goes, "Oh shit! Run!"
Whoa!
And you start saying "whoa, whoa, whoa" as the boy with the horns go "nah!" And he jumps up. He goes, and he pulls out his bow and puts in an arrow and pulls it back, and you can see that it has like a little suction cup on the end of it. And he points it at you and says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And the little darker skinned boy squeals, hops off the stool, and runs behind the bar. And you see the owl just sort of flutter behind, and the older one, the girl, sort of hops off the bar and steps in between you and the boy with the arrow trained at you and says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Who might you be?"
We're owners, but you're not in trouble.
"Hey, nobody owns us!" "Yeah, lady!" Yeah. You see the little boy from behind the bar go. And he sort of shakes his head and sort of sneaks back there and goes, "Nobody owns us!"
Yeah, no one owns you.
"Well, what do you mean by owners?" "Yeah, what do you mean by owners?" And then the arrow shoots up and hits the door and just goes and sticks in with a little suction cup. Goes, and his eyes get really wide, and the girl looks at her and goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "That was a warning." She goes, "Yeah, that was a warning." And he goes, he kind of sneaks back there.
Well, kind of spin the wand and tuck it back into its holster.
Well, looks like you guys are having some fun. Yeah? I stick the arrow and like hold it out to them.
"Fun," says the boy with the bow. And he kind of crinkles his face. "This isn't fun. We're having an important meeting." And she goes, "Well, we're kind of having fun, but..." So he goes, "Well, you said it's an important meeting. Well, important meetings can be fun too." And
she's right.
And the little boy just kind of peeks from behind the thing, goes, kind of just nods and hides back.
You guys hungry?
"Who's asking?" "I'm hungry," says the boy with the horns. She goes, No. "Who's asking?"
Me, I got food if you want some.
The little boy from behind is like sort of like walking out from behind the counter and going. You just hear this.
You
from
each
his
can
tummy.
have one if you want.
He's a portly boy, by the way, the one behind the bar there, and he kind of goes.
Yeah.
Kind of just comes up and he seems to kind of shy back as you get closer. He kind of like streaks back, and she steps forward and says, I'll make sure he gets it.
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of points the sword at you, this wooden sword, and takes the food from you, and kind of holds you there at wooden sword point, and kind of holds it back there, and the two boys just sort of like leap on her, like, you know, the one boy throws the bow away, and the other one just kind of runs out and starts going, and they start just tearing into that ration.
Oh, I gave him 3.
3. Oh, okay. So
They
they start tearing into the rations there.
Nice.
You can see that between the two boys, they're going to eat all 3. But the girl doesn't seem to mind as much.
Okay.
As the little boys, as one little boy mainly is taking a lot of it and giving it to the owl, who is sort of fluttering around, eating it, and he's kind of tossing it there. Those two seem to be kind of focused on eating the food, and you hear the girl's stomach rumble a little bit, but she doesn't seem to react to it. As much as she goes, all right, thank you for the kindness, miss.
You're welcome.
Which, Miss Owner, you said?
Call me D.
D, all right. They call me Sprat.
Nice to meet you, Sprat.
And that's Kelsus. And the little boy with the horns kind of looks at him and goes, I'm Kelsus! He's got you can see that he has like crumbs falling off of his chin, and clearly something kind of caught in his 2 big front teeth, but he doesn't seem to notice. And the other little boy just kind of goes, that's Jeremy.
So, Sprat, Kelsus, and Jeremy, where are your parents? You just out for the day?
Kelsus steps there and goes, parents? We don't need no parents. And then Jeremy looks up and a tear is welling in his eyes as you say that. And you see the girl, Sprat, sort of gives a glare over, shoots a glare over at Kelsus and kind of walks over and puts her hand there on his shoulder for a second there, and just says, and kind of whispers something to him, and he just kind of, you just see snot up and down his arm. And she turns around to you and she goes, they're away for right now.
All right.
Where are your parents?
Mine are dead.
The little boy who was crying, and so he starts sobbing now. And then goes, now you done it, lady. And goes, and Kelsus takes Jeremy and just walks him, starts walking him away. Now you done it. And she goes, you're super crass, lady. Jeez.
You're great with kids.
Tell me the truth.
Do you and your 2 friends, do you live here in Clifftop? Are you from this area?
You could say that. This is where we currently spend our time.
So you sort of travel all over the city then?
Mainly around this area. There's a lot of money around here. A lot of the adventuring types who seem to like to give handouts. Plus, they're also kind of suckers because a lot of them are all from out of town. Hey, speaking of which, you all need a tour of the area?
I think we're sort of focused on this building in particular for the moment.
Oh, you're taking the White Stag?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Somebody had to.
Now me, I don't know this area real well. I think it would be good to get a tour of the area.
You should ask Kelsus, but he's going to overcharge you for it.
Thanks.
Sorry. How old are you, Sprat?
Me? Double digits. I'm 11.
Right. And you seem like you're maybe you're the oldest, so your friends are younger?
Mm-hmm. Jeremy, he's 10, and Kelsus, he's the youngest at 9. Probably why he's so impulsive.
That is a youth thing, you're right.
Say, your ears are pointed. Are you Elven? You an elf?
No, I'm a human.
Oh, you are. Oh, it's the lights playing tricks on me.
Yeah,
Dang it.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Might be my hair.
I was standing behind you. That might have been.
That was it. You're not an elf.
No.
You're a goblin.
Sure.
Sorry, Colton,
Yep. That's me.
That's not going away.
He's actually a big teddy bear.
He is. He's a
I've
sweetheart.
had teddy bears, miss. That ain't one.
He's great with kids.
It's a weird thing to say to a kid.
I don't know.
And the more you say that, the more it leads me to believe that you ain't so great with kids.
how long have you been here in the White Stags, Brett?
A few hours, I suppose.
Oh, okay. So
We were throwing rocks at old Froom's place, but then he came out and started shouting, so we hid in here, and we've just been hanging out here, telling our stories and hiding out from Froon and talking with Liv.
Who's Liv?
Oh, Liv's the ghost.
There's a ghost?
Yeah, the ghost White
Could you
Stag.
introduce
Maybe we should
us?
sell this place.
Yeah,
it'll be alright.
Yeah, I want to meet Liv.
yeah, sure. Liv!
What am I
Liv!
supposed to do to a
She
ghost?
sort of looks around and just kind of walks in and goes, oh, hold on. And she goes and steps up on the bar. She goes, Liv! 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 He's here. Kind
Okay.
of smiles and kind of hops down. She goes,
All right.
Sniff a nice ghost?
yeah, he's nice enough.
Okay.
No. Okay.
He's Liv. I mean,
Well, thank you for telling me he's here. I'll keep an eye out for him.
no, you won't be able to see Liv.
Oh,
Ghosts. You
no.
don't see
You
ghosts.
said you were hiding out from Foon.
Froon.
Froon.
I like to call him Frown.
You were just hiding out from him because you were sort of throwing rocks at his place, or any other reasons?
Man, because he gets real cross when we throw rocks at his place.
Okay.
He also gets real cross when my accent changes mid-sentence, but it just does sometimes.
I understand.
Yeah.
That's
it
a hard one,
happens.
yeah. It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Well, you guys don't have to feel like you can't be here anymore. You can just come and go as you please, even after we...
Yeah, we usually do.
Yeah, that's good. And if you see her around, then we'll say hi.
All right.
What? So do you just your days are usually you just give tours or tour guides mainly?
Kelsey likes to give tours,
Oh.
mainly to impressionable suckers. He likes to give historical tours, but Hugh gives all fake facts.
Ah, Hugh.
I really want to
What do
take
you
this tour.
do?
Me? Oh, I'm an investment banker.
What, so,
I'm an orphan lady. I don't do much. I just do what I want. Make a couple of coin on the side. I don't know, whatever.
well, I just didn't know if there was a specific way that you were making coin, or if it was just. I guess you mentioned handouts.
Whoring, mainly. That's a joke. I ain't doing that. Good lord.
Sorry, no, I was distracted by my friends.
I've stolen
just-
So you missed my good whoring joke?
I
Dang
did
it.
get I did get whore. I got whoring.
I didn't do that because I'm a child. That's weird.
Yes.
There are laws against that. Thank goodness.
I'm glad that it was a joke.
But if you guys want a tour, I give you a tour of the place. I know the place pretty
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean this building? We would love it.
Yeah, the manor. Yeah, I know the manor
Yes.
pretty well. Yeah. Make sure you don't touch anything. Don't shift anything around. Pretty much keep everything exactly as is. Otherwise, Lift gets all pissed off.
Oh, good.
Oh,
yeah,
he's not
that's
going to be
gonna
happy
help.
with us. Oof.
Yeah, I bet you guys get that a lot. All right, well, let's go. And as you're saying that, you see Kelsis is bringing back in Jeremy from the back room, and Jeremy's like,
I'm
he's
gonna.
like, it's okay, Jeremy, it's okay. Just because their parents were dead doesn't mean that your parents have to be dead. Maybe your parents are gone. Yeah, we've talked about this before. And she goes, Kelsis, stop. And he goes, no. And Jeremy goes,
I'm gonna try and offer a handkerchief, just sort of discreetly out to Jeremy.
he kind of shrinks back a bit, and Kelsis steps forward and goes, "Oh, I'll take that." He doesn't like big people much on account of most of them being real mean and abusive and stuff. So that's why I'm here to look out for him. My name is Kelsis.
Nice
and
to meet you.
Oh, it's nice to meet you too.
And you. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I speak Elven.
I will speak in Elven. I speak Elven as well.
Kind of leans over to Sprat and says, "What does she say?" And Sprat she said she speaks Elven too. You should nod. And Kelsis goes, right. And he goes,
Well,
meanwhile, you see Jeremy looks up and says starts and speaks for like the first time in your presence, and says something in a very strange and kind of like flowy language. Does anybody speak Gnomish?
No. Wait. No.
But he says it to the owl, and the owl sort of flutters a bit. Yes. Yeah. And Sprat goes, I speak Elven. Kelsis actually here speaks Goblin.
Oh,
and
goblin.
and Kelsis goes, you can't say that in front of people. And Spratt goes to shoot you a look. And Jeremy, he speaks a secret language that only he and his owl know.
Cool.
Very nice. You guys have all good talents. Good job.
And I can shoot a bow, says
I know,
Kelsis
I
with his
saw.
eye patch. She goes, and Spratt kind of goes, yeah, but not well. He goes, well, it's all about the depth perception. And she goes, it's depth perception, you ninny. And he goes, no, it's depth perception. I perceive death. And his one eye goes real wide. All right, so you guys are going to get a tour of White Stag.
Ooh, yay!
So, White Stag Manor has a total of 1, 2, 3 floors, an attic space, as well as a basement.
Nice.
They start to take you through. When you get to the, there's actually, to take you to the second floor, they actually leave and head out to the side where there's a staircase leading up to the second floor. There is no entrance on the first floor, she explains, to the second floor. That's the living quarters you see. You get up there, you can see there's it's right up to kind of a great room here with a fireplace. She leads you through this door. She points out the stairs leading upstairs. Kind of brings you in here. She goes, "It's like an office, or maybe like a little like a bedroom. Most people use a room adjacent as a bedroom with this balcony entrance right out here. But you then come through here and she starts leading you through these various floors. She takes you upstairs. You can see the top is also kind of set out a number of very large rooms, fireplaces all up, but all of it's in a state of unfortunate repair. Are any of you trained in carpentry tools? Can any of you use carpentry tools? Yeah, so it all looks just about like a mess. She takes you to the attic, which is divided out into 2 big rooms. There's even a fireplace up in the converted attic.
Nice.
She then brings you back down to the 3rd floor, takes you up to the turret. She goes, "This is my favorite spot," and climbs up a little ladder, leads up, and you're at the top of the turret there, overlooking the Mystic Market, which you can see the main market all the way from over here. And she kind of, as you're sitting outside up there on the turret, she goes, "Yep, and all these buildings have all these other people. That's Froon's place right over there. He's the one who's angrily looking outside the window at you. Hey, Froon!" And you see Jeremiah goes kind of like from behind her, kind of waves his wand, his like stick there at him, and then you see Kelsis is like leaning up. He's the one yelling, "Hey, Frown!" You call him Frown. "Hey, Frown!" And you just see. And then they hop back down, and
Old man yells at Tiefling.
Old man yells at Tiefling. She leads you out. So it's fairly spacious. It is very spacious.
Yeah.
You would imagine, this is a very large place, easily 5 times the size of, say, I don't know, Will's own house here, which is a great reference to say for those of you at home who've never seen my home. But anyway,
Imagine something roughly 20% of what has just been described.
yeah, imagine 20. Yeah, no, it's probably about 10,000 square feet. As you head outside and head back into the main bar area. They lead you. They show you that there's a storage room back behind the bar. You walk over a trapdoor, by the way. There's a storage room back behind the bar, and then there is a big kitchen area where there's a big hearth fire there, but it's unlit. A hearth fireplace there. And she goes, and that's it. And she has shown you 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th floor.
All right.
Now, when we was up there on the 2nd floor, you said that one room is where people tended to stay. Are people coming in and out of here a lot?
No, it's like a bedroom. No,
okay.
Nobody's coming in and out. I'm just saying that this is where people come in and out. Like, this is where, if you were to live in a normal home, I suppose, you could fit like a whole bunch of people in there, but I imagine like for someone who's rich and owns this place, you'd probably put like a bedroom. I don't know. You do whatever you want with it. I just would call it a bedroom or something.
Sure. Okay.
Well, that tour deserves a reward, and I hand her 5 copper.
Her eyes go kind of wide, and she goes, and looks over at the other 2 boys. She goes, and she goes,
I'm sorry, I'll give you 6. I miscounted. I meant to give you 6.
She got a size with a little bit of relief there, and goes, "Thank you." She goes, "Thank you," and she hands 2 and 2, and keeps in pockets 2 for herself, and the other boys go, "Whoa!" We go, "All right, score!" And Jeremy kind of says something in that flowy language to the owl, who just sort of flutters.
Can I tell, I don't know, by looking at the owl, is this like just a like straight up actual owl, or does this seem like it may be any kind of magical being?
Go and give me a knowledge of arcana check there. Or knowledge of nature. Let's go with knowledge of nature.
My die hate me. Oh, that's okay. Nature is wisdom, right? So it'd be 17.
The owl, for everything you can tell, that owl just seems to be an owl.
Okay.
Okay. But seeing you kind of eyeing over, Sprat looks over at you and she says, "Oh, you're looking at Justin?
Is that the owl?
Yeah, just an owl. He's just an owl."
Okay.
Kelsey goes, "Yeah, because he's just an owl, so he's just an owl, and so we call him just an owl because he's just an owl." And she goes, "Yeah, I think they get it. I think they get it there, Kelsis." And she goes, "I named him," and he kind of just struts along the bar as he says that. And she says, "Yeah, only because you won't let Jeremy get a word in edgewise." He goes, "All right, and that trapdoor that you're standing on there, that's the basement. We're not allowed to go in there. So, wonderful, and welcome to the bar."
I'm going to move off the trap door. Why are you
Not
allowed to
allowed
go
by
in the
who?
basement?
Mm-hmm. Kind of just shrugs.
Lift says not to.
Yeah, in a roundabout way. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Lift's the ghost.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Kelsey goes, "Oh, you guys know about Liv?" And Jeremiah looks up and goes, "Liv."
Lift's nice.
Yeah, Jeremy looks like goes, "Liv," and just gives a big smile. And the owl kind of just flutters a bit, and she goes, "Yep." Liv says, "Don't." Anyway.
All right. Well, it seems like Lift's been really nice to you guys.
He's all right.
It's all right. Okay.
Would there be a way for us to talk to Liv?
Sure. Talk to Liv.
Hi, Liv.
Hello, Liv.
I like your house, Liv.
We would love to have a conversation at some point about the White Stag, if you're available.
Is there like looking up at the ceiling or something, just kind of like looking for signs of a ghost or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't get a response.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe he's just not talkative right now.
Maybe.
I told you, you don't really talk.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well.
But he poured me this drink. She's holding a mug, by the way, and it's filled with it's just filled with water. She goes, as you guys look back down, she's just holding a mug filled with water. And she goes, "Real nice of him."
So,
That'll have to be addressed.
Puts it. Just puts it back up on the bar there. She goes.
Well.
"Well, happy to give you the tour."
Yeah. Well, you guys can return to playing. We're just going to be talking amongst ourselves.
Great. She stands back up on the bar, and the two boys get back up onto the stools there, and they start to. She continues to say, "And at last, she mateys, and they come at me, and I go like this, and then they go, and they're like right there in the bar, just had this very long conversation."
all right. So what do we?
Where do you guys have this conversation?
I mean, we're going to move back outside through.
Sure. Okay.
Do
you
we
guys go back outside.
want to like go
I was gonna say
upstairs,
maybe
check out the
go
living
into
quarters a
another
little
room.
more?
I'm sorry, what?
Maybe go into just another room.
I would like to go outside.
All right, we'll go outside then.
They've been fine in here, and if we go upstairs, we might collapse on top of them.
Well, I just meant.
So we're in like the backyard. I
Yeah,
guess.
where the
Okay.
where the stairs are, because I'm assuming there's the bar right there. This is the window we would have come through, so we'd be like right here.
Sure. Okay.
I just if we can be out of view of Frood, maybe.
Sure. Side would be.
Yeah.
That's you're on the side, so that'd probably be a good enough. Yeah. Sure.
So, all right, so it's gonna need some work, obviously.
That is an understatement of the century.
Yeah.
Well, if the 1,000 budget isn't enough, you still got that chest you found behind the. Or did you ever mention that to us? I assumed.
Oh
you
yeah, you
had
guys
to.
are aware
Yeah.
of it. I'm walking around. I was walking around with a chest.
Okay. Don't look at it. Yeah.
It's my chest. Yeah, I mean, we could definitely dip into that if we need to. I think we are going to be a long process.
Say, I'm not a carpenter. I'm a mason, but I imagine this is not going to be cheap.
Does anybody know of any contractors?
Well, exorcist.
I think we need to leave Liv for now. The kids like him.
I'm not 100% convinced Liv is real.
I mean, he may not be real, but we gotta give it to the kids and let Liv stay.
By the way, the kids. I
Yeah.
mean,
The kids. Nice.
right? No, do we just let them stay here, or are we going to tell them they need to go somewhere else while we're renovating this place?
Yeah, I mean, they seem pretty resourceful.
Okay.
You hear the sound of another glass breaking from somewhere inside the...
Yeah, and also they're continuing to break things.
Look, I don't mind if they hang around. Like,
Yeah.
they're just some kids who don't have a place to stay. They're trying to
We just
live on the
explained,
streets.
don't break it. Break fruit stuff.
I
Well,
would maybe not tell them to break fruit and stuff.
Because then that makes us liable.
No, it doesn't. They're not our kids.
If we told them to do it, it's a problem then.
Yeah.
I think I'm all right with them hanging around. They got to be a little more careful, obviously, when we're renovating. They need to kind of stay out of the way. But I mean, they're just like I said, they're a group of orphans just trying to make it on the streets. This ain't always exactly the friendliest city. They're also a little downtrodden.
Above board question, but like, in Sharn, is it typical for children of like this sort of age to be like going to school or something typically? Or...
Yeah, everybody in so under the nation of when Galafor was one unified nation, one of the laws across all of the different divisions of Galafor was that everyone was given a free education, free public education. After the war and the dissolution to the 5 nations, now are really like 13 nations, Breland at least has continued to offer everyone an education. Everyone has a right to an education in Breland. So yes, it does seem odd that they are not in school, but the fact is, if they are in fact orphans, then that would probably make sense.
Looking at the blueprints, I mean, if there's not an exact number, that's okay. But how many people could comfortably live in the living quarters? Like, how many like individual rooms are there? I'm trying to count. 1, 2, 3.
All about your perspective, dude.
Well, perspective. Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you how to put your house together. but
Okay. No, that's what I was wondering. If it was nebulous.
No, there's a set amount of rooms, and if they're on that map.
Okay.
There's a set amount of rooms.
Yeah.
It's not nebulous, it's that.
So yeah, we just let them hang around.
I mean, do we want to be really generous, and once we get the place fixed up, maybe let them live here?
I mean, we could ask them if they want to, but we shouldn't try to make them.
I mean, that's what I meant. Was we all make the offer to them? When
Yeah,
it's
just
safe.
say you can stay here. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to say it out loud in front of them and then have someone be like, whoa, 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 let's not be nice to the orphans.
But to hear them tell it, they're pretty good at, talking with the adventurers that wander into the district. They might be willing to, give us some publicity for pay.
And from the information gathering side of things, little ears hear a lot of secrets.
Yep.
So, all that is obviously contingent on us getting the business open.
Yeah.
We gotta
get it
kind of start at
fixed.
square one there. Alright, well, sounds like we got a plan of attack.
You got something to say, Dee? Got something to say?
I mean, if they want, I suppose, to help us for coin, and the kids, and I feel like they should be in school.
I mean, we're not their parents. I can't really make them do it.
Right.
No, but Breland, being the glorious place that it does offer an education for kids. We can encourage them to go to school.
We can
I-
encourage.
I-
we can't make.
Well, I'm not going to force it. I'm concerned about them just sort of having to be on their own.
I mean,
I got nothing.
there's tons of kids that way. I mean, if we try to force them to do something, it's almost like
Again,
kidnapping.
I'm not trying to force anybody to do anything.
Would you want to turn them in?
No, I'm just
You sound like you're heavily for the idea of encouraging these children to take advantage of the education that Breland offers.
Sure, yeah. If they would rather work, I guess, but I would just maybe let them go to school versus go be our hype men?
No, we wouldn't be making them do any of this.
Okay.
Again, this is all what they want to do. I'm not going to make them go to school. I'm not going to make them work. If they need food and they ask for it, I'll give it to them. I'll make sure there's food here for them just to pick at and eat, but I'm not going to make them do anything. They're not my kids. I can encourage them, but I can't make them do anything.
Again, I'm not trying to make them do anything.
Anyway, so this ghost, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get down there. Like, I need to go down in the basement. The foundations out here look fine, but I want to get a look at how it looks down inside, and I guess that means me and Liv are gonna be having words.
Or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof.
Wonder if Liv knows how to write.
How to what?
How to write.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. I mean, stranger things have happened.
As you ponder how to diving into the deep recesses of White Stag Manor and invoking the ire of Lif, the silent ghost. We'll go ahead and take a break, right?
Yeah!
All right. Woo! Hey, so it sounds like you guys are about to head back inside. Am I correct on that?
I think so, yes.
So you head back inside. The kids at this point are off the bar and they're kind of poking around the fireplace. The big hearth there, it is not lit, obviously. It doesn't look like it's been lit in quite some time. They're kind of poking around there. When you kind of come in, they kind of acknowledge you briefly, but they kind of go back to poke around the fire and go, ooh!
Alright.
Fire pit.
Fire pit.
Hearth. There's no fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we want to try the writing thing, maybe, before we deliberately piss Liv off?
Yeah, let's see if the ghost is willing to communicate via the oldest form of language. Writing things on other things. That sounded way smarter in my head.
I feel...
Verbal communication.
It sounded
I don't
smarter
know,
in my
wasn't
head.
it?
I don't know, I'm not a poet.
Is there... Are there any unbroken windows?
Look around, they all seem to be boarded up,
Okay.
except for the one that you guys have been climbing in and out of.
Okay.
Is there a good amount of dust?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some dust around.
Maybe like on the countertop.
There's like a you can see that behind the bar. There's like this big mirror that's kind of slightly askew,
Oh.
kind of just hanging up there. That seems unbroken, kind of covered in dust, but this big like a big mirror, but like kind of hanging there, but slightly askew.
Oh, yeah.
Are you looking for things to write with? Is that or write on?
I
Yeah,
mean,
right on.
right in the dust in the
Something
mirror.
that, you know, something
I've got
that
some-
Liv can write on too.
Well, I've got parchment
Oh.
and ink and a pen.
While they're discussing that, I write
chalk.
high lift in the dust on the
How do you spell it?
like lift, like the rideshare company.
I thought did I mishear? I thought they said lift.
That's
Hey
what I
kids,
heard.
Sprat.
Sprat looks up and then Kelsa stands up and goes, "Yeah, what do you need?"
how do you spell lift's name?
Liv?
Yeah.
And then Jeremy just sort of very quietly says, "LIF."
Alright, so I just write high lift underneath, erase lift, and write LIF.
You see that as you do so, it goes even further. As you're writing on it. Okay, now it says high lift in the dust.
While this is happening, I'm going to kind of cover my eyes and use the new ability I got at level 2, Eldritch Sight, to cast Detect Magic for free and just kind of look around and see is there any kind of magic signature or anything.
Other than whatever magic energy. Yeah, you do see a magic signature. It's emanating from one of your bags. I believe it's your bag.
Okay.
In the warehouse, you had found a origami bird.
Yeah.
So you see, kind of there's something magical coming from her bag.
Okay. My eyes are kind of glowing with that same color of energy that I seem to manifest.
Like that kind of pale green.
Yeah. Hey, when you have a chance in your bag, there's
Lives in the bag.
no, there's something. You got something magic in your bag.
Yeah.
Ugh. Sorry.
Do you pull it out so we can get through that?
Yeah.
Excellent. So you go ahead and pull that out. And as you do so, you pull out the origami bird. And you can see that there is a little bit of a hint of transmutation magic coming off of that thing.
It's transmute magic. I don't know a lot about magic, guys. I don't
May
know.
not know a little bit.
I could tell you more about it if I take a shopping trip later. I need a pearl.
Oh, yeah.
Rock's gonna poke at it a little bit.
It's just as you do so, it sort of, the wings of it goes,
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we'll figure this out later.
I've got a response from Liv.
I check the mirror to see if there's a response from Liv.
no.
No.
Well,
All right.
it's looking more and more like Liv might not be real, or at least not literate.
That ain't a crime.
So should we go down to the basement now?
Sprat,
Yeah.
you said in a roundabout way Liv told you not to go to the basement. What exactly were you told?
Don't.
Just don't.
I think. And it goes back to poking at the fire. No, Jeremy, don't touch that.
So what happens if I do?
You'll probably be told don't.
I've been told don't a lot of times in my life. It's rarely stopped me.
A good thing I'm your friend, and I know you well enough to not misinterpret that in a weird way.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I kind of wipe the dust off of
There's
the...
also some like broken glass and such back there, like it would appear to be like broken mugs and such back behind the bar.
Yeah, I'll kind of...
Wait, did you break the mugs? Or was that Liv? Who broke the mugs?
You see, Jeremy's eyes go wide. Sprat goes kind of like looks a little suspicious at this question, and Kelsus, without missing a beat, goes left.
Right. I kind of move carefully, try to like use my feet to like sweep the broken glass and stuff away from the trap door, and you know, if it's not locked, kind of just lift
As
it
you
up.
reach down for it, glass lifts off of the shelf and slams against the wall.
What
And-
the?
And Sprat looks up and goes, "Don't!"
Excuse you?
Yeah, the kids just sort of shrug. The kids just sort of shrug and go back to poking at the fireplace. Told ya, don't.
No, I get it. This real.
I'm gonna
Good. Great. Yep.
I'm gonna look around and see if I can find any semblance of a broom in this room or in like the store. There was a storage.
Sure, you
off
start
it.
looking for a broom. Anybody else doing anything of any significance?
Being confused, so no.
Hey, you eventually find a broom.
I'm gonna start sweeping up all the
sure.
glass.
I know, it's just sweet. It's very sweet. That's why I was smiling. I was smiling because it's a sweet sentiment. There's children about. There's broken glass. You sweet.
Yeah, Kelsus keeps trying to play with that door, and Liv says, "Don't." She just sort of shrugs.
Well,
Liv doesn't want anybody in the basement, I guess.
Well, if we own this place now, so I think we have a right to go in the basement.
I don't think Liv cares about ownership.
I don't care what Liv cares about.
Maybe Liv is acting in our best interest.
Yeah.
Liv, is there something dangerous in the basement that you don't want us to be subject to?
Another glass slams against the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as a yes. Or a no.
It just shatters. Right after you swept that area up.
Just gonna
Sorry.
sweep it all up. Just have to put more glasses on the buy list, I guess.
Fine, I'll do what the ghost tells me for now.
Liv, could you tell us or give us some sort of sign or indication of what might be down there, so that we know what we're trying to avoid.
There's no response.
Really thought I was just to throw another glass.
I did too. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything down there. I think he just doesn't want us to go down there. Nothing dangerous, I mean.
It's a problem we can address later. Eventually he's gonna run out of things to smash in here.
You hear, "Stop the tickles!"
I look over at the kids.
You see Kelsis is sort of squirming as you see that it's kind of like rubbing in his face. You see that there's ash over his face. You see that there's 2 X's, one over each eye, kind of spread out in ash on his face. And the other kids are like, "Whoa!" And he goes, "Lift, stop it!" And like wipes the X's off of his eyes.
Oh.
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 Okay. Okay. This shit's gonna get real. We're taking care of this now.
So... I don't know if I can kill a ghost.
Remember, whispering makes terrible.
Yeah, I whisper quietly, I don't know if I can kill a ghost.
We've got to do something, apparently. That's
Wait,
universal sign of dead kid.
Whispering, but I ordered him trying to do what I asked him to do, which was give us a sign of what's down there.
Glass breaks against the wall when you say that.
Okay, you can hear us.
Either death or dead body might be down there.
Alright, well, how about this? We leave Lif to its business tonight. We come back during the day. Send the kids to do tours or something.
Isn't it? Look out through one of the boarded up windows. Isn't it daytime?
Yeah, there's sunlight. It's room.
Yeah.
Probably about mid-afternoon.
Oh.
If
I'm
we
drunker
got
than I thought.
if we got the kids out, could we try to fix whatever in the basement?
Swear to God, find another way to talk to us.
He's a sweet baby.
We determined that that's a yes.
I think we determined it's a no. Because when we tried to go in the basement,
It was a
he did that.
So then he's not telling us that this is what's going to happen.
You know, there is one person we might be able to ask. I look out toward the door across the street. Hey, mate. Did you know about the ghost that lives in the old house? Actually, that's a very bad conversation to have. Forget I made that idea.
I'm going to take out my playing cards. And I'm going to grab some reds and put them here. I'm going to grab some blacks and put them here. I'm going to... Just a suggestion of maybe communication. When we ask a question, move a black card if it's no, or red card if it's yes.
Red card moves.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So you do not want to hurt the kids, right?
Red card moves.
And you don't want anyone to go in to the basement. Oh, right, that's going to be...
None of the cards move.
Okay. Is what's in the basement, will it lead to death? Is that what you think?
Yes, and both cards move.
Yes and no.
You want the kids out of the house before we go into the basement.
Red card moves.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's get the kids out.
All right.
Thank you, Liv. Hey, kiddos.
Yeah, what do you want?
I got a job for you, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, yeah. What kind of job?
I just want you to go buy me and my friends some food. And, because we're pretty hungry and thirsty. And so I give them each
Her stomach goes...
I'll give them each a silver, and whatever change is left, you can use to buy yourself some food. Okay?
Food and drink?
Food and drink. But
All right.
But just make sure, go. Make sure you take your time. Pick something you think we'll really like. Okay?
How much
Okay.
did you
Trust
give
in
them?
you. I give them each a
Total of
silver.
3 silver.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeremy's eyes are like... As he kind of bites into it as they all leave.
All right.
All right, Liv.
I'm going to double check. Liv, are you okay with us going in the basement now?
Red card moves.
All right. Go.
All right.
Thank you again, Liv.
Sorry for being rude, Liv. I go up to the trapdoor and open it up.
You're looking in the darkness. There's a set of stairs leading down. At the very base, probably about midway through the stairs, you see beady little black eyes are staring right at you and are charging right up at you. I'm gonna roll initiative.
Oh boy, how many?
I'm gonna roll initiative. What I said.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and see what happens here as you open that door. I think it's a 14.
That puts you at the top.
Oh.
This makes sense. It is a surprise for you.
Ha
You
ha!
were not expecting danger.
Nope.
Danger, 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 stranger, danger. No strangers here. There's never been a stranger.
Oh, this is pretty strange. This is pretty strange.
Okay, hold on here.
Yeah.
Thought I had this creature in my little manual, but I did in my.
Oh, it's little.
That's good.
No, the manual's a little. It's a terrace.
No, this thing's actually huge.
There's a terrace in the basement.
Oh,
Yes, the
Very
kids-
spacious
I was
basement.
gonna
I was gonna say, dang, the real estate.
The basement is the size of Sharn.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sharn is doomed. But,
Well, you know, it was a good campaign, guys. Good playing.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Cheers.
I think I'll be okay. I've got rage, so I can resist physical damage.
there you go.
Run away.
And then
Okay, 4 giant rats.
Ah, good.
About the size of like the children themselves.
Oh.
So like, start spewing out,
Good
start
idea,
spreading
West.
out, kind of pouring out teeth and gnashing. So we're gonna go ahead and have one go on each of you. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Sweet.
Giant rats. So we're gonna roll an attack roll against each of you. I'm gonna go ahead and go for you, then around the table here. So the first one's gonna come against you, and since you guys are all like clustered in, you're all kind of a big cluster melee. So I'm going to give them pack tactics here.
Sure.
I'll let them use that. So the first attack is going to be a 17 plus 4, 21 versus your armor class.
yeah.
You take 4 points of piercing damage. Sarah, with their pack tactic advantage, they are not able to get through you're able to mount a defense and kind of throw yourself back up, kind of scramble up onto the bar there. Brock, you are trying to scramble up the bar, but manage, you feel like tearing at your leg there, with a 21 versus your armor class. It's going to be a 4 to hit. 4 damage, sorry. And then, as you are trying to back away, does a 15 hit your armor class?
Yeah.
You throw up an arm, but this rat with big gnashing teeth manages to latch onto your arm there, and you take 4 points of damage as well. We then go to Colton. Colton, so these big ass rats have just kind of
Swarmed us.
swarmed you out of the basement. What do you do?
Standing point blank with this thing, I just try to point my wand at it and take a shot with an Eldritch Blast.
Excellent. You have disadvantage because you're in melee range using an attack, spell attack.
Yep. With disadvantage, it's only a 10.
That is not enough. The shot goes wild.
Yep.
Hitting the nearby wall, putting a black scorch mark in there. You see a glass. After the black mark hits you, you then see just a glass lift up and then just slam against the wall near your head.
Gosh!
We then will go ahead and go to anything else.
No, that's it.
Deirdre, we go to you.
The rat that is on me it's adjacent to, since we're all clumped together, it's adjacent to another member, yes?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack that. That's going to be. My brain just gave out. A 13.
That's a hit. Armor class of 12.
13 damage.
Okay, that you skewer that rat.
Alright.
With what weapon are you using?
I'm using a short sword.
Yeah, you skewer that rat with your short sword there, and it kind of falls off your blade, twitching and bleeding on the ground.
Sweet.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm going to make sure that I move so that I'm adjacent to another rat that is adjacent to one of my
Sure,
partners.
excellent.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We're going to go from Deirdre to Adelaide.
I'm going to pull out my rapier and try and stab at the one that bit me.
Sure.
That is a 14 to hit
That is a hit. Armor class of 12.
for 3 piercing damage.
Unfortunately, you just gave it a grazing cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
1. Yep, that's my turn.
Sounds good. We're then going to go ahead and go from Adelaide to Brock.
Well, Brock is going to, after getting nibbled on the calf there, he's going to kick it off and try to bring down the butt of Lucille on this thing.
Hell yeah.
Lucille A.
It's an 18 to hit for 15 slashing damage.
That one's dead.
And
Two pieces. Or what kind of weapon is Lucille?
it's Lucille is herself is a big old crossbow, but right now she has a
Sure. So you just take the
great
Yeah. Yeah. So a great axe. So it has like a.
she has like a great axe bayonet on.
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah. You slice that rat into 2 twitching, oozing pieces.
Oh, sorry, Liv. Okay. And then he will move to be adjacent to that last remaining one next to.
There's 2 remaining.
There's
ones,
2.
actually. Yeah, one has been grazed, one is not.
Probably the one threatening Colton then.
Sounds good. We're going to get back to the rats. I'm going to see how it's kind of just try to figure out who. Well, actually, the one you grazed is going to come for you, and the other one is going to come for you.
Oh,
So
jeez.
they both are coming for you. Pack tactics. That's going to be the first one is a miss.
Okay.
Both of them miss. Actually, they're kind of slipping and sliding into gross mess
The blood.
by their presumed brothers and or I don't know. Yeah,
They're
gross.
just friends. They're just
friends. Just friends.
friends.
All right, so we go to Colton. Colton.
All right, so I will go ahead with my other hand and pull out a dagger. Bonus action, the one that she has damaged, I'm going to go ahead and spend a couple spell points to cast Hex on it.
Okay.
Do dexterity. Has disadvantage on dexterities, and it takes an extra d6 of necrotic when I hit it.
Okay, and no save on Hex.
No
right?
save.
Okay, wonderful.
And I'm going to go ahead and
So what
lunge.
does Hex look like? What does this look like?
My hex is a runic symbol, kind of glows on the back of the hand holding the weapon, and that symbol appears kind of seemingly scorched into the flesh of the target.
Sure.
So just, and then try to get it with that old dagger.
Excellent.
I defy you, rat.
12?
That is a hit.
12.
Hey.
And then, 4, 5.
This is the one that was grazed before?
This was the one that was grazed before.
Okay, that one falls squirming and dying. Okay, there's one last one left as we head over to Deirdre.
Deirdre's going to stab down at it. I'm going to reroll.
Oh, I forgot I had points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops.
Whoops. That's going to be a 13 again.
I'm a class of 12.
And then that's 5.
You guys can just say hit if you got
11.
12 or higher.
And then 5, 11, 16.
Stab your sword right into its little rat head. And it dies
Oh.
terribly. Alright, it's kind of squirming there. And then the last of them sort of shudder and such. And you see that they're, yeah.
Okay.
You're, as 4 pint glasses are set out on the bar.
Oh, thanks, Liv.
Thank you, Liv.
Thanks.
Before I go drink, I'm going to start cleaning this up because I'm afraid
Yeah.
the kids are going to come back.
I kind of.
Your
And the
right
runic
pitcher
mark.
goes up to a keg.
Nice. The runic mark kind of blows away from my hand and it fades off the flesh of the dead rat.
The keg sort of sputters, and then you see a steady stream coming out of it, and you see the pitcher go underneath, and you see it fills with ale.
Hey.
Hey.
And it sort of sputters a bit, and the keg is out.
Okay.
Okay.
Pitcher goes over, and just right across all 4 of them, but not spilling a drop. Slide, 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 slide.
Thanks, Liv.
Liv, I apologize for my rudeness a moment ago. You're all right.
You notice that your pint was only half full. Apparently that must be where it ran out.
Yeah, I deserve that.
Is that everything that was bad in the basement?
Since we're doing a celebration, I assume.
Red card floats up off the floor and lands on the bar.
Okay.
Okay.
Job well done, everyone.
I will quickly throw back the drink, and I'm gonna help try and clean up so it doesn't look like this.
Yeah.
This
Room's already moving.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Liv, you're amazing.
I'll see if I can find a rag to clean up the blood then.
Yeah, I'm gonna help.
I am going to finally take a chance to go downstairs and take a look around the basement. See what's down
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Simple
leave all the
basement.
women
You can
to
see that.
clean-
You can see
clean
there's
the
there's some storage shelves down there.
Calling the rats
It's
out.
musty. There's definitely a smell of piss and rat feces. They definitely had made a nest down there, but you don't see any. You kind of poke around through that nest for a bit. You don't find anything particularly untowards but you do find 8 silver pieces within that nest. And there's a door down there, and you can see there's a wine cellar. That door leads to a wine cellar.
Ooh.
But there doesn't appear to be any wine bottles in there.
We go to wine cellar.
It's just a cellar if it doesn't have any wine in it.
Well, but they got the little wine
They got
rack.
the. It's
They do, but it's like it's just Boone's Farm, and it's just oh no, MD 2020, and you're like beans, big old jugs of Carlo Rossi.
Just because.
jackpot.
Top shelf is botched frenzy.
Yeah.
Deidre's like, oh my god, this is amazing.
It's blue, guys. It's blue.
You fucking basic. No. Just because he would be curious, like, how do the foundations look down here? Everything look pretty okay?
Are you trained in masonry tools?
I am.
Foundation looks really good.
Okay,
A
well,
solid foundation, actually. There are a few cracks in there, but they seem to be more surface level.
the good news is if it falls apart, foundation will be fine. We can build it back up.
That's probably what we're gonna have to do.
All right. Oh, yeah. All right. Nothing else left down there. I think that was the whole pack of them.
Well, I would like to safely say that any changes we make, we should talk to Lift about them first.
I think, I think Liv should have a
say.
say in the restorations.
Seems
Liv, I'm putting the cards back on the table. Liv, if we were to restore the White Stag to its former sort of premises as a tavern, would you be okay with that?
Who has the highest passive perception, by the way?
I have a 15.
I think it's probably you.
Yeah, I think it's him.
So as they're looking at the cards and such, and you're coming back up from the basement there, you notice some movement in the mirror, that sort of askew mirror, and you see that in the reflection of the mirror, you see your friends, but you also see something a little odd, something a little extra.
Ooh.
You see moving the red card.
Does it notice me notice it? Does he notice me notice him?
Winks at you, meets eyes there, and goes,
I wink back.
Red card, yes.
Am I?
Yeah.
Well, as long as you're okay with it, Liv.
Is there a shovel around here? I can
Yeah.
bury these rats in the backyard.
Yeah. Probably ought to get work cleaning up
Actually,
the
do we
basement.
have a? Is there like soil? Is there like a soil yard since we're on
Is there
top
a
of the tower?
dumpster?
Can we throw away
you
giant
head out back. There's a dumpster, but there's no.
Yeah,
Okay.
It is a gravel lot at best.
Just driving a shovel into the solid stone.
So
This
the
is
way
hard.
there actually is like a yard, like a
Okay.
front yard and such, but it's not really a backyard.
Gotcha.
So there's kind of like a manicured front lawn, but it's but in the upper parts of Sharn, there's not like feet of
Yeah.
dirt. It's really more of like a magically tended to grass that like is kind of like able to grow, but it's actually thinning deep. There's actually probably some like trees in the front yard too, in the front too. But like these are trees that are managed to survive with shallow roots that extend out lengthwise rather than deep. Yeah. So, but
Like a planter box garden
Yeah.
on ground.
yeah, yeah. But you do find a dumpster out back.
Cool. I'm sure they'll pick up from this.
As you open it, it's filled with junk.
Well, good.
Have to turn on the utility.
You guys at the rat side there, and by the time you return, the 3 children have triumphantly returned, shouting, "Lizard on a stick!" And they're all holding up a lizard on
Yes! Genuine excitement! Like, yeah!
Kelsis is eating his. He goes, "Street food! Street food! Street food!" And
Street food.
and they are eating. They have brought back lizard on a stick, and I don't know why my brain is saying this, but they come back with bagged milk.
Wow, truly exotic play.
Yes.
It's from Thrain, says Kelsis, and Spratt goes, bagged milk is weird. As she sips on a milk from a carton.
I look at the back. Well, Thrain is weird.
All right. You guys are able to probably get enough time for a short rest here.
Cool.
And such. As you're sitting there having lunch with these children, who are just digging into their greasy, spicy lizard on a stick. Lizard on a stick. Anyway, the kids look at you and go. So you guys are gonna. What are you guys gonna do? Are you guys gonna keep the place because it's haunted, or are you guys gonna what are you gonna do? Says Spratt.
Well, Lish says it's okay that we restore it.
We had a chance to have a good conversation with Liv.
Well, if you don't go down in the basement, Liv stays cool.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like we've taken care of the problem in the basement, so I think we're okay.
Lift helped us out.
Yes.
But just for safety, you kids probably ought to still stay out of the basement. It is dark down there. There's going to be a lot of stuff stored down there.
Kelsis, the little tiefling boy, so he goes, the darkness doesn't scare me. I've got dark vision. And the other two kids go, oh my god, every time! And then Jeremiah goes, why does he always say that? In perfect common. He goes, what? I have dark vision! And the other kids just groan and roll their eyes.
These actually got me there,
Well, but yeah. And again,
Not dark vision, sorry.
you guys are free to stay here when you want to.
Yeah.
No, okay.
When we fix it up, there'll be a room for you. Whatever you
Even
need.
upstairs?
Yeah.
They all three just tear out of the room. Well, the two boys tear out of the room. Upstairs, 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 respect us. They like going upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
They go upstairs all the time. They're just pretending like it's a big deal now. They just really want any excuse. I usually tell them not to go upstairs. The balcony's not so safe, it doesn't seem like.
Yeah, for right now, still be wary of things that maybe are not safe until we get them fixed.
Are you gonna have Braun fix it up?
Who's
Braun?
He's the local handyman.
Is
We
he-
like him. He's real nice. He always has a couple of candies in his pocket.
Where does Braun live or work?
He lives in the area. He works pretty much all over. Any little job he can get. Well, everybody tries to pitch in and make sure that they have work for Braun.
Yeah, if he's a local handyman, I think we'd be more than happy to hire him.
Could you maybe take us to him at some point?
Sure.
Well,
as part of
where
that
we go
tour,
now?
as part of that tour, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yes.
I want Kelsis to take us on his very, very interesting tour.
Yeah, it's all fake facts.
That is completely fine. Let's do the fake fact tour.
He says that they're imaginative.
Very, very closely related words. Yeah.
I don't know what goes into fixing up a place like this.
Well,
Lot of work.
Yeah, I don't know either. Roll, Cassie, go ahead and roll me a culture check with advantage, if you don't mind.
Culture is intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 plus 12, 15.
You know that House Galadra, the house of inns and taverns and such, hire out their services for just this kind of thing: how to fix places up and get businesses up and running, especially businesses like taverns or inns or taverns. House Galadra would be if you're looking for professional answer, House Galadra would be the best ones to tell you what you need.
Well, we could make an appointment with House Galadra to get their input, as it is their specialty.
Would they be, I don't know, would they be trying to own the business if we did that?
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but no. sort of an above board question, I guess.
No,
is-
House Galadra owns a lot of taverns, but they also hire out their servants. Like
okay.
there are
Like a
many inns.
consultant.
There are many inns and taverns and restaurants, honestly, that are owned by private citizens, but they get House Galadra
Stamp of
like
approval.
stamp of approval. It's like
Okay.
the Michelin stars, right?
Gotcha.
Okay.
House Galadra is like their services are also like Yelp, right? Like they'd offer the Yelp service, like
Okay.
here's where you should go, and things like that. It's not purely about running a monopoly. They do have a monopoly on inns and taverns and restaurants and other places of hospitality, but if they don't own it, then they have at least some hand in making it successful.
Okay.
So. But no, this is a pretty much like kind of like every blacksmith you will ever meet. Not every single one of them is a member of House Camp. Most of them aren't, but most of the ones that are worth a darn to go to have been approved by House Camp. Saying like, yes, you do follow. You do have like the regular standards that that this nation would want
Best
you to
practices.
have. Best practices, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm all right with that. Kind of get the idea. I do still like the idea of hiring, local help.
Right, and it's not that if we go to Galadra, I don't think they're going to say you can only use Galadra people. They're going to tell us what we need to do.
Kind of advise us, give us the roadmap to get this place back up
Yeah,
and running.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. If they're the experts, yeah.
Well, so I guess I can see about that. Well, we can all see about that. I don't know if we're dividing and conquering. Would it be that I need to go seek out their headquarters in Dragon Towers?
You could.
Okay.
Most people would just send like an Orion runner or delivery.
Right, but it would go. They would go. Yeah.
They would go to a Galadra station of some sort. They have that Dragon Towers in the middle central district of Sharn is like corporate headquarters.
Okay.
So like you don't have to go to corporate headquarters
We just go to the
a
nearest
FedEx, right? You could just go to a
outpost,
FedEx.
yeah. Okay.
Right. You could just go to various offices they have around or just have a request sent
Okay.
over to like a civis station who would then get it to where it needs to go.
I'll pull out. I've got parchment and ink and stuff. I'm gonna write a request.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna go out and try and find a courier, an Orion courier.
Sure. All right. Payment on that's gonna be 1 silver.
Okay.
Maybe they're running a special. Maybe it's overpriced. I don't know. That's a price I made up off the top of my head. 1 silver.
I mean, with how expensive UPS can be.
It's highway robbery.
And there's an Orion message station in Clifftop, by the way.
Perfect.
That I can tell you.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I will go to the station to drop off the.
They will take the message.
And I come back.
Yeah.
Then I come back.
When we were upstairs earlier, I'm assuming the floors up there were all wood, right? Okay. Dang.
Nice polished hardwood. The floors down here, though, are wood and stone. The portion over the basement seems to be wood, but everywhere else seems to be like stone.
I just wanted to make a workshop, is all. Now that we got a place.
We'll find you a spot, mate. We can modify one of the upstairs rooms for you. If
Or in the
needed.
basement.
Or in the basement. You're right next to the wine.
Who needs a wine cellar for a tavern?
Wine next to.
Yeah!
Next to
Wrong bottle! He runs upstairs screaming, wrong bottle! As a patron just melts. And then a slightly smaller version of that person kind of pulls themselves out of it and goes, oh my god!
That's why you signed the waiver.
She's ah!
neat.
Takes
All
off
right.
half an inch off you every time, but it's the best shower you'll ever have. Never been cleaner.
As you mold your fucking skin.
Well,
Oh.
God. Oh.
The weirdest part is he keeps coming back.
Yeah.
No!
I'm 3 feet tall one day. Mm.
Oh. No,
Okay.
No, my brain just went.
Well, let's see. Is there anything else we can do while we're waiting for a response from...
We can also just go see Braun.
Yeah.
It is getting later in the day, by the way.
Yeah.
spends a fair amount of time looking over the place, finding the rats, eating the lunch, talking with the children.
Yeah.
So,
were we supposed to report back to? Gosh, dang it. Were we supposed to report
normally
back
when
to
you
Del?
when you guys interact with Assistant Inspector General Delp, it is on a need to know basis.
Gotcha.
So if he needs to know something, let him know.
Okay.
But if he doesn't need, to, if it's not pertinent,
We killed a bunch of rats.
leave him alone.
Well, yeah, I think it was more.
But
Okay.
you do have a sitting stone if you feel like reaching out to him at any
Yeah.
point.
I think he would probably, given that he has given us the budget already, he probably doesn't need to know that. Hey, we are here at the place and we are planning to start fixing it up now. It might be better to wait until, hey, we are underway fixing it up. Yeah. Seems like we shouldn't bother him. He's probably still pretty mad.
Yeah. That was real tense earlier.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys want to call it a day at this point, and then call it a day for today? Or
I
do
still
you-
want to get that tour.
Yeah, I want to get the tour from Kelsis.
Okay, sure. The rest of your evening is spent getting a tour from Kelsis. He points out a number of places along the way. If you want to pull out your little map of White Stag Alley.
Yep.
And I'll go in order from 1, 2, 3, 4, 8.
Okay. This is going.
Okay.
No, holds it in the air while we write
I
on
can
it.
do it. I will do it.
Be the
All
table.
right. Kelsis Journey. Case Tour.
So he starts. He steps you outside, and you gotta. And as you guys walk outside the White Stag, he then turns around and like steps up on the wall, and like with the White Stag behind him, and you guys on the street facing him. He's like, "This is White Stag Manor. It is named after the White Stag that founded it. The White Stag was the smartest stag in all the land. You will never find another moose as smart as the White Stag." And he kind of hops off. This was 200 years ago in the founding of Sharn. And he walks up. It's the first building ever built in Sharn. All the other buildings were built underneath, dug out like a basement. And then he starts walking down the block, and the kids all start to sing their Happy Orphan song, walking down the block. It just makes this really winding tour. Okay, so he takes you by a building where you can see a shifter woman. Shifter are the kind of the lycanthropic like people, the were-touched. You see a shifter woman sweeping outside. It's getting later in the day, and people are the streets are fairly busy, but he's kind of leading a charge there. Oh, by the way, here's your little handout for Liff.
Oh.
Hey, Liff.
This woman who gives a wave to the kids. There's a outside of her shop / house combination 2-story affair. It says the moonlit. I'm sorry. It says no. Wait. I'm sorry. Hand me that one back. I think I totally did this one wrong. Forgive me here. Forgive me. It's not a shift woman. You see a warforged covered in roses,
Hey.
with a shawl over his head, sweeping out front of a building that says the Wise Wood, and it says Wise Wood, and you notice that there's that this warforged seems to be made up of like wooden plates. And he waves at the kids and hello! And the kid's kind of waving and goes, "This is Wise Wood. It was grown by our warforged friend Stumpy." And one of the kids Sprat kind of runs up and kind of whispers and he goes, "Stump! He does not like to be called Stumpy. His name is Stump, and he is a warforged. He is the first warforged ever grown in a forest, and all others were made out of metal because Stumpy was just too amazing to have warforged made of wood. So he is the only one ever." And then he grew this building, and now he grows other things for other people to have made of wood. And he nods, and he kind of hops off, and he continues on. And you can see through the shop that you can see like staves and wands and such in the window, and other wooden accoutrements.
Very cool.
And then you hear the sound of a smithy. This is in T3. The sound of a blacksmith there, hammer against anvil, and you see hard at work at a bellows and an anvil. There is a dragonborn.
I see a lot of those.
There is a dragonborn there. With deep red scales, working the front of the shop, and Kelsey's actually taking you around to the back of the shop. The front of the shop says, my apologies, the Mithril Blade Smithy.
Ooh.
And you see this dragonborn hard at work, and Kelsis is shouting over the sounds of the ding, ding. This is Adrex! Adrex used to be a dragon before he got a cold, and he sneezed his wings off, and then decided that he was going to forge new wings, and instead he found that he really liked working and making swords because there's a lot of money, and dragons like gold!
Can I look at if there's any reaction from Adrax?
Adrex is rolling his eyes. We see you looking, and he goes, it's just big old grin and a big old toothy grin.
I smile back.
I'm happy these people are used to these kids.
And Kelsis leads on. You find yourself standing outside of T4. T4 there. You are, or number 4. There is a what appears to be, it looks like a small tavern. But and you can see that there's some brewing equipment, brewing equipment through the window. And there are a number, but it says Good Spirits Potion Shop. You see a dwarven woman with blonde hair, holding up a mug to various customers and such. Goes. And Kelsis kind of steps up on the porch there, the entrance to Good Spirits Potion Shop. You do note that, Kelsis goes, this is Good Spirits Potion Shop, which seems a lot more like a bar, and when people drink these potions, they drink it because they really enjoy pale ales. And Sprout goes, pale ales. And he goes, yeah, that's what I said. Anyway, it's run by Balafra. But I can't say that. I can't say her last name. Just say Balafra. Balafra is a giant that got magically transformed into a dwarf because she is cursed to, and now has to give everybody ales or potions that taste like ales because she wants everyone else to drink away their sorrows like she drinks away hers because she's no longer big. And then Sprout goes, that's kind of offensive, Kelsis. And Kelsis goes, not my story, and steps off and then starts walking off. And in fact, as you look at it, you see, it's like you see people walking out with potion bottles that look like mini, like they almost like capped off pint glasses or like tankards. Yeah. But they appear to be like some potions. You do notice though that outside of this building there is not, unlike the smithy, which was stamped with a Cannith symbol of approval, as was Wisewood. This one has no stamp. It doesn't seem to have any sort of stamp or signage promoting any sort of. Yes. You do note that as you walk, there's another potion shop that does have that stamp, and it seems to have a lot more people over at that one. That one, by the way, is named Boldre's Tears Potion Shop. That one's not on your map, but there are many shops, many shops. Anyway, so he keeps going. Pass by a small townhouse. Doesn't look to be a storefront at all, but there is a sign hanging out front, which just shows a stylized cat's eye, and it says "The Cat's Eye." It says, and the boy stands up and there, and he goes, "This is where Vincent lives, and Vincent is secretly a Rakshasa waiting to kill everybody in Sharn. He poses as a half-orc member of House Thrash, but really he is an evil Rakshasa waiting to kill everyone." And you just hear a are you saying that damn story again? And you look over and you see there's the windows open nearby the stoop, and you just see a half-orc in very fine clothing with a dragon mark kind of across his face kind of just leaning out the window, just kind of looking at him kind of with this very gruff look on his face. And Kelsis goes, Yeah. And he goes, all right, I'll eat you one of these days. See, I told you, Rakshasha. And he just hops off. He's been here for thousands of years before Sharn, and he'll be here long after Sharn's gone. And you just see Vincent the half-orc just kind of go, yep, that's right. I don't have a picture for Vincent. My apologies. I forgot to print that
That's
off.
okay. I just imagined an orc with a top hat.
I will smile and wave at Vincent.
Gonna tip that
And
hat.
nods and gives a wave. And Kelsis storms out, and Sprout leans over and goes, that's not true. He's not really a Rakshasha. I don't think.
Does he sell anything?
No, he's a private investigator.
Okay.
House Therash. He finds missing things and missing people. Probably people that he ate. That doesn't make sense if he finds them. Says Kelsis as he continues on. Kelsis then heads over to a building called the Moonlit Loom. Here you see a shifter woman. Shifter woman with cat-like features is sweeping the front porch, and she gives a kind smile. The way she's dressed in robes of various colors, and marked with lunar symbols. She goes, "This is Pestle. She is a moon. She speaks to the moons. There are 12 moons of Eberron, and she speaks to all 13 of them because she's a crazy lady." And Pestle goes, as you guys go past, and she goes, "Well, one of the moons is just gone. It's not here anymore." He goes, "Yep," and just walks off. And Sprouts goes, "That's very disrespectful for Kelsis." And he goes, "I can count," and just keeps walking.
I give like an embarrassed like, hello.
I curtsy to her.
She is very magical, and she sells magical lichens, and because she's a lycanthrope.
Oh, the other college.
And magical lichens because she's a lycanthrope, and Jeremiah just kind of whispers, "Linens." She's a seamstress, you see. She deals in magical clothing, and you can see, in fact, her shop is filled with, you can see various fabrics and such there. And then Kelsis leads you around the corner, and you find yourselves soon back in front of the White Stag, and he kind of points across. He goes, "And that's Frown's Lounge." And she goes, and Sprouts goes, "Froon's Loons," and he goes, "That's what I said. He is the greatest evil that the world has ever seen. He lives in his fart cavern underneath his building where he farts all the time, and then he has a place called, that's why it's called his lounge, because he lounges and toots." And both Sprats and Jeremy just sort of nod sagely at that. "And may he fart forevermore." And they all go, "Oh," they all just nod sagely together.
That sounds about
Well, that was extremely informative.
Thank you very much.
How much do we owe you for the tour?
200 gold!
Oh, my boy.
I give him 2 copper.
He frowns, goes, "Ah," and puts it in his pocket, and Sprouts goes, "Someday." And
I will give. I don't have any copper. I give him 3 silver.
and his eyes go really wide at that. They go, "Oh, score!" And then he hands out the silver to amongst the other 3, and then he looks at the 2 copper, and he goes, and he hands one to Jeremy. He goes, "Ooh," and then one over to Sprouts. He goes, and he goes, "Oh, score!" And he stuffs it in his pocket, and then they run off run back off into White Stag Manor as the sun is starting to set across the dagger road.
Man.
Now we will call it.
There's a message pinned to the door of the White Stag Manor when you return, by the way.
Yep, I will take that.
It is a message letting you know that a representative of House Galanda, Broxley, will be here at 8 a.m. sharp.
Sweet.
Oh, that's early.
The chair?
Yeah.
Doing chair things?
Sorry, Liv.
Okay. All right. Is there anything of importance you guys wish to do with your evening other than head back home? Rest. It's been a long day already, if I'm not mistaken.
I need to tell Daddy and Papa about that we're gonna own a tavern.
We're business owners. Like coming up in the world. Not that, we're already secret. I'm assuming we're to ourselves. Not that being secret agents is, a slouch's job, but...
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
there seems to be some, I don't know, maybe it's just confusion on my part, because everybody was in a big to-do about us using our names in front of Bummel. But it also, with the exception of maybe Colton, like, we are known in this town because we're all from here and have people here.
Certain parts of Northern, they do still know me.
Okay, so again,
But I am legally dead by the government.
And Bono knows us by our names.
Yeah.
So it seems like the cover is a good cover for us as actual real people, like the four of us, Deidre, Colton, Adelaide, Brock. And the cover names are for missions, correct? The people who own this tavern are actually us. Not
Like, we don't hide who we
not
are.
yes.
Like, in the Tavern and the White Stag, we present as ourselves. These are our everyday lives and we're adventurers. But when we do our thing, we
can go into other identities.
cover identities and things like that. What do you think of that, Dee?
So if if your friend Lloyd asks what Deidre does, Deidre is an owner of a tavern.
And part-time adventurer.
Yes. If your family or mine asks, this is what we do. Correct? Are we all on that? Does that make sense, or are we all...
I'm just not going to share what I do with people.
Okay.
Or my real name.
We'll work it out.
That's just me. We're working for a government agency. They don't want us giving out our real names.
Right, but Adelaide Oleander doesn't cease to exist because people in this town know me. I've lived in this town my whole life, and I have family and a former house here. So I can't just make that identity not appear.
I'm not saying you can't do
Okay.
what you want. I'm saying I won't.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just D.
That's fair.
Then I will call you D. Or more likely Shiv, because that's what I've been calling you.
It is catchy. You got like an S theme going on. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real smart like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
My name probably shouldn't appear on any paperwork.
With you being dead and all.
Yeah, dead man shouldn't be owning a tavern.
I'm leaving now.
Yep.
See you all
Good
tomorrow.
night.
Toodaloo.
Problems for tomorrow.
Okay. The night goes by, you guys wake up and are back here. First thing at 8 o'clock in the morning. As you approach the White Stag Manor in the early hours of the morning, you see that standing out front is a golden-haired halfling with large mutton chops and wearing fine business clothing. Standing out front, he's got a little clipboard, and as you approach, he gives a bow. He goes, "Pleasure to meet you. I'm Broxley de Galanda. You must be the new owner. One of you must be the new owner of White Stag Manor.
About pleasure to meet you. We're all co-owners, actually.
Paperwork, please.
I will show. Oh, actually, I give you the deed.
Oh, yeah, right. The
Whoever."
And
Yes, and he looks over and goes, yes, excellent. You'll need to file this, and of course, as you'll notice, and he points to the very bottom, where it says owner of White Stag Manor, and there's one blank line. And he goes, unfortunately, there's only enough spot for one name. You remember, by the way, flashback to yesterday at the Drunken Tavern where Delph was looking through the paper and just suddenly started laughing, and hand it back. And we go and flashback to it. Goes, unfortunately, with these sorts of things, unless if you want to go through months and go through the rigorous fun bureaucracy of trying to figure out how to divide a asset such as this into 4 equal parts, we'll only be able to accept one name on this deed. I'll go ahead and let you decide that amongst yourselves. But why you have hired me today is for assistance in guiding you through the wonderful world of tavern ownership, which of course you'll be tearing this one down to the ground and building a whole new one.
No. Renovation.
Renovation. He looks back and goes, and you see his smile slips a little bit. All right, the White Stag. You know, I hear it's haunted.
Yes.
Kind of as he starts walking in.
Very friendly ghost, though.
You know, I actually used to go to the White Stag years ago. Good place. It's lots of good memories, sad memories, but good memories.
Was there a ghost then too? Was there a ghost when you were here as a patron?
No ghost.
Okay.
It's just a rumor. There's not really a ghost, and that's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yes. No, there was no ghost of White Stag. There was just the usual crew, the regulars, as one might say. This is my district. You see, Clifftop, all the buildings here that need to be inspected and new restaurants and shit. That's it's all under my jurisdiction, and I've worked with the White Stag many a time. Well, back in the day.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing it get up to its former glory again.
Oh yeah, it's going to take a lot of work. But as a man with 9 kids, let me tell you, if you put in the work, you'll find rich rewards, or so my parents keep telling me, but goodness gracious. That's a lot of kids, he just says as he goes through the door.
That's a lot.
Ooh, that's a lot of broken glass and playing cards. All right, you'll want to get that cleaned up before you open up. Just kidding, I'm sure you understand that. He goes and heads over to the bar, and then hops up on a stool, puts out his clipboard, and he unfolds the clipboard to where there's now like 3 clipboards in front of him. It's magical. It's flipping to other, and soon he has just a bunch of papers out all over the desk, each assigned to various clipboards. And he goes, they're each color coded. Goes,
Nice.
Yes, excellent. All right, let's go ahead and discuss business. So, who of you here have run a bar before?
None of us, I'm afraid.
Owned a bar before?
No.
Worked in a bar before?
No.
Drank in a bar before?
Yes.
All right, we have a place to start. Okay. Excellent. All right. Clearly, you're looking for guidance on how to get through this, and if you follow the steps that I provide you, you may find yourself with the coveted House Calandra stamp of approval. Wink.
Ooh.
Cool.
If you don't follow the steps that I give you, well, you're kind of on your own and might have to deal with problematic fees. That's okay. I'm here to make sure that those kind of things don't happen. Broxley de Galandra, at your service. Now, obviously, the first thing you want to do is make sure repairs are taken care of. And of course, so we'll have to get the repairs. Typically, you want to do your repairs. You can go through any contractor you'd like. Of course, I would recommend going through the Tinkers Guild with House Canet. They can cover the whole gamut: carpentry, roofing, plastering, cellars, and plumbing. You'll want to make sure to go through this, unless of course you have any sort of skill yourselves. But without the House Canet stamp of approval, you might find a few people find being in here a little uncomfortable. Did you see those balconies out front? Saggy. Kind of like my wife's. Never mind. So next. I see that you used to have a number of windows, but you don't seem to have windows anymore. I also see that the mugs that used to line these walls. But I see the mirror still a little askew. All right, excellent. That's a staple of White Stag. Anyway, you want to go ahead and probably get the Fabricators Guild involved to make sure that you get your new windows and glaziers and sign making. You'll probably want to have a sign out front. Now, the cost of these repairs, were you to go through House Canet, the Tinkers Guild, and the Fabricators Guild, you're going to be looking at a total from the Tinkers Guild, probably somewhere in the range of 300 to 400 gold. The Fabricators Guild with the glasses for all new windows, a sign, and replacement glasses for everything across the board and cutlery and stuff like that, you're probably looking at somewhere between 200 to 400 gold.
Okay.
That's just for your basic repairs. They'll probably also get the tables, chairs, and whatever else is being needed upstairs. I assume you'll be using the upstairs for personal.
Yes.
Okay, good. I didn't know if you were going to try to rent that out as an inn, which is a whole different slew of things.
We're starting with one and worrying about that for now.
One is enough, let me tell you, but you're going with two. You're going with a whole manor and a tavern. Goodness gracious. This place is going to be worth quite a lot of money, but it means you got to put quite a bit of money into it to get this place fixed. Let's talk about service deposits. You're going to want cleaning both inside and out. You can handle the cleaning all yourselves, but I highly recommend having cleaning services come in and making sure the cleaning services from the Hostelers Guild of House Galadra. Yes, in fact, I do pitch a little bit from my own house. That's kind of what I do here. I'm the direct agent for those services. We'd be looking at cleaning both outside and in. This will include some landscaping, making sure the front way and the porches all look nice and clean and shiny, and making sure that a few times a week, or that each night after the bar closes, a cleaning crew comes in and gets all the mess, so that way your workers can go home where they belong, and we get everything sterilized. This also includes maid services for the house above. The service deposit for that is an exact number of 100 gold, and he pulls out one of the clipboards and kind of slides through the list of all the things that come along with that. It also includes fireplace cleanings every month.
Right.
Oh, I know. Most people try to offer you that every couple of months, but let me tell you, a clean flu is good for you. That's a little phrase I like to do. My kids never laugh at it, but I got 9 of them. That's a real disappointing thing when 9 kids don't laugh. Not even one of them.
So the deposit is 100 gold, but presumably because it sounds like this is an ongoing service, what's the rate for the service?
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what the service deposit is 100 gold. Depending on what types of services you want to get up to, of how many of those services and how deep cleaning you would like, and there are different stages, but they range between 25 gold and 100 gold pieces a month.
All right.
Of course, you would pay the first month up front. Depending on what level of service you're needing and how much and how, if you tend to have most people, now if you're looking to save a couple of coins, which is never a bad idea, always something I want to recommend. I got 9 kids, you keep all the coins you can get, am I right? But seriously, take these services, I need to feed my family. I'm just kidding. Anyway, if you can clean the house yourself or get one of your own 9 kids to do it, then you can probably stick with a 25 gold piece deposit, which will 25 gold pieces a month, which will just take care of the basic tavern portion on a nightly basis, as well as some basic landscaping and making sure that trash is removed from the premises, including the dumpster outside. I don't know if you guys looked in that dumpster, but I had a good look at it before you guys came here. There are dead rats in there, let me tell you.
Oh.
Big ones too, about the size of me. Huh. Glad I didn't bring my kids along the other day when they were still alive, am I right? Please take them. Kids, I mean. All right, so this includes trash. All services include trash pickup no matter what you're going to do. Any questions on any of that? Here's basic service counter and which ones you want to look through depending on what level of service you want. Yeah. Of course, you could try to go without and do it on your own, but let me say a hard-working bar staff at the very end of the day, when they're getting off the wee hours in the morning, probably don't want to stay here another couple of hours, spit shining a bar, because that's what you're going to end up getting if you do that, is spit shining, and that's not sanitary, let me tell you. Whoo, boy. All right, you're of course going to want to get this place filled with alcohol. If you're going to be running a tavern, you're going to want alcohol, and you're going to want a regular distributor. You're going to want to talk to somebody from the Vintners, Distillers, and Brewers Guild. I have a contact here, and he pulls a business card off of one of the clipboards, and he puts it down, and he says, Hammond Craddock is who you'll want to talk to there. That's our contact around the area. He's pricey, but darn it, he can get you the alcohol that you need. Depending on the packages he has, usually ranges somewhere in between 50 gold pieces on the lower end, 1,000 gold pieces on the higher end. If you're not looking, assuming you're not looking to open up the finest and exotic elven and plainer wines, you could probably stick to one of the lower amounts, if you know what I mean. Of course, the more you spend, the more selection you have. The more selection you have, the more patrons you have. The more patrons you have, the more money you have. The more money you have, the happier you and I will be. Because when you guys are happy, I'm happy. Next, you're going to want to have food, I assume. You have a big old kitchen back there, and what kind of tavern are you going to have with that food? You want to get somebody from the Butcher's Guild, and you're also going to want to get somebody from the Baker's Guild. Pulls out two separate cards, slides them forward. You've got Justin Rask from the Butcher's Guild. He charges a flat fee of 3 gold pieces per delivery, depending on what kind of mood he's in, determines what kind of food, what kind of cuts of meat you get. You get on his good side, you get the good cuts. You stay on his bad side, some people end up getting just a lot of rump roast. Which, honestly, as a man who has 9 kids, did I mention I have 9 kids? I have 9 kids. Rump roast feeds a lot of kids, so you know what? We eat that. But if you want steak and filet, you want to make sure you treat Justin right. We also have Mingle. She's from the Baker's Guild. Real sweet gal, depending on what kind of stuff you need. If you want to offer a continental breakfast with pastries and the such with an artisanal breads, you're looking at 100 gold pieces a month. Or you can go all the way down to packages of 25 gold pieces a month. Of course, you can provide if you can do this all on your own, you can feel free to not use these suppliers or our services or our repairs. But let me tell you, you don't want to skimp out on the important things. There are some things you can skimp on, there are some things you can't. As a member of House Galadra, let me tell you, skimping is how you cause your customers to skip out. You see what I did there? Skimping has them do skip out.
Yeah, like wordplay.
It's wordplay. Yeah, you get it. You get it. Absolutely. I should have been born in the House Fairlawn, eh? Am I right? That's great. That's great. So yeah, that's about what you're looking at here. Anywhere you're looking, depending on what kind of price, what kind of deals you're willing to negotiate, you could be looking on the shorter end of about 1,000 gold or somewhere around there. You could be looking at the higher end of about 2,000 gold a month. That's crazy, right? But hey, maybe you guys know how to run a business. I would highly recommend hiring a staff. A place of this size, you're going to be wanting a pretty decent sized staff. Probably nothing too insane, but you know, you're probably going to have a cook, and you're going to want to have some you're going to want to get a bartender, and you're going to a pint. And he looks over, and there's just a pint glass right there, and he goes, that's weird. And he just takes a sip, and he goes, oh, that's good. And he puts it down, and like there's ale in it.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, that's a taste I had. That's my favorite beer. That's crazy. Oh, that's my favorite beer. That's weird.
Thanks, Liv.
How do you know my bartender's name?
Just intuition.
Lef, yeah. Lef, he used to be the bartender here at the White Stag. Real good guy. Always knew exactly what drink went. Real quiet guy. Didn't say very much, but one of the best listeners I've ever heard. Oh, man. Lef. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Miss that guy. Guy looks up and goes, pour one out for you, Liv. And as he pushes it and some hits the ground, you hear, he goes,
Please don't do that.
Okay, that was an overreaction there. He looks at you like overreaction there as the glass on the ground. And he goes, all right. Anyway, so where was I?
Staff. Cook, bartender.
Yeah, you want to get some basic staff in. We can go over you would probably want to hire a businessman. Do you guys plan on being around? You guys look like you're all dressed up and ready for a fight.
We'll need a manager.
You need a manager? Well, there's a couple of managers around. I know that a number of people will probably be interested in the job. Put out a flyer, you'll be able to get some, or I can send some recommendations. I can take care of some of that for you as well, if you'd like, and set you up some interviews and find what's right for you. Now, with all these names I've mentioned, I can set up the interviews for you if you'd like to and have them come on by. That's part of the services that we provide, is making sure that we get all those put in a nice order, so that way you don't have all this chaos flying through the air like glasses hitting the ground. Overreaction. Anyway, now he's crying over spilled ale, right? Anyway, that's a really good beer, damn. All right, what questions do you have for me? Questions, comments, concerns?
If we do have you set up these interview or meetings with like the guilds and such, and they come and talk to us, I know you've given us estimates, but is there any room for sort of making our own deal? Are we allowed to sort of make deals?
Whatever. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I can set these meetings up if you want to talk to them and get an idea of what they want. You can set your own meetings up, but the meetings that I set up are with my contacts.
Okay.
But if you want to set up meetings with your own contacts, please feel free to. You're under no obligation to use the ones that we provide. But of course, what do you end up with at the very end when it comes time for opening day? It's not up to the standards of House Galandra. Let me say I can't put my stamp of approval on it. If I can't put my stamp of approval on it, then you'll find yourselves not getting as many clientele as you want, because people get kind of afraid of food poisoning. That's not meant to make you feel afraid. Again, if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. Hey, that's all right. My path just provides you a sure way to get what you need.
Since this is your district, have you ever heard of a specific handyman in this area named Han?
No, I don't know anybody named
Or
Han.
Braun?
Or Braun, sorry, Braun.
Yeah.
Ron!
Yeah.
Ron McGurty.
He came recommended.
Yep, I'm certain he did.
Oh, that's disconcerting.
Well, Braun is he's a real nice guy. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And as far as his handiwork goes?
I don't, I from what I've heard, people seem to like Braun a lot. So everyone seems to do a lot and make sure to ensure that Braun gets the work that he needs. I personally don't use him myself, but if you want to talk to Braun McGurty, you are absolutely more than welcome to.
Can I get a sense
yeah.
of how diplomatic he's being right now?
Little.
Yeah.
It's very clear that there's something he's not saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like there's something he's not saying, and but he doesn't. There's something he's not saying.
Okay.
That's what you get. That's what you get. Because, a lot of people like to make sure that Braun gets some work. He's definitely a favorite here around the Clifftop district. But I don't use him for my own work. He's not sanctioned by House Cannith. And but you can certainly go that route.
All right. And sorry, I got everything but the cost of the butcher deliveries. How much was that?
He has a flat fee, 3 gold pieces per week per delivery.
Thank you.
Should be enough meat to get you through the week.
Ugh.
But depending on how well you treat the delivery man, Justin, well, that tends to determine what kind of cuts of meat you get.
Good.
All right. Well, I feel like this may be a lot for us to discuss as a group.
Understandable.
And sorry, the Fabricators Guild is responsible for the windows, the glassware.
Glassblowing, the glassware, windows, glazing on the windows, and also sign making. They can, of course, also make custom-made furniture if you need that, but custom-made furniture for if you want something a bit fancier. But this is the base package that I'm discussing. I'm sure some of these tables that are still around here could probably just get a little bit of maintenance, and they should be able to make do. But you can, of course, replace it with all brand new stuff. But that's going to be quite pricey.
We can build.
Me personally, I'm a man who likes to use what he already has, which is why I have 9 kids. That's a little joke there, and that sounded real misogynistic, and boy, I regret that one. My wife was here, she'd be hitting me. Yup, I'll do it for her. Ow. Anyway, hi.
I think we can work ourselves up to better furniture, but
Oh.
not necessarily.
Hey, thanks for refilling that.
Oh yeah, no.
Starts drinking out of his now full pint glass. Woo. Not a hint of lemon in there? How did you know?
Alcohol.
Intuition.
I don't know ghost stuff. I don't know why you're asking me.
Alright, so I think we need time to discuss amongst ourselves, and then we do want you to.
Do you want me to wait outside while you discuss, or do you want me to head out and you want to come back a different day?
No, if you want to just wait outside, we can discuss.
Following my plan, you guys should be able to, if you follow my plan here and what I've laid out for you, I have a timeline. Maybe I should mention the timeline. You should be able to be open. Let me see here. I figure this is pretty important, especially if you're going to be opening a tavern. You should be able to open this by the grand opening would be scheduled for right around the 21st of Larvion, which is 2 days before the Race of the 8 Winds.
So we definitely want to get that.
Race of the 8 Winds, that's money for bars.
Yeah.
You get people in here, you get people betting on it. Heck, the race goes right by the Mystic. The Mystic. There could be a pretty good view from that balcony of some of the flyers going by. You want this place open by then if you want to make money at all within this quarter, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, look, you do not have to go with my services. I'm not with the services that I've recommended. I am not trying to pressure you, but you could. And that, my friends, is bank. And you can take that to the Kundarak vaults. Bank. Damn it, I did not stick the landing. I'll let you talk.
Hey, Will.
walks out.
The 21st of Larvion, how far away is that from now?
That is about 3 weeks. It is 3 or 4 weeks. It is currently the 23rd of Nim. So it's about 4 weeks away.
If we do the basic of everything, we should be fine within our $1,000 budget.
How much, assuming we're willing to spend it, how much was in that chest that you found?
We never got to go over what was in the chest. Don't know how
Might
we
be a
did it
good,
yet.
might be a good time to use it.
Yeah, but I mean, right now, all the repairs and everything is covered by the $1,000 budget we
Yeah, the
have.
very, very basic version of it.
Yeah.
We, if we bring the guild members in and talk to them, I may be able to get us somewhat of a deal or a somewhat better price. Having dealt with some folks around town in the past
Yeah.
with my dad's.
Yeah, if you feel you can get a better price.
Do we just want to say you're the owner then?
I was actually.
Yeah.
I was gonna
next. I think it's
suggest
just
you
be you.
You,
Okay.
Have
You
a.
look the part.
us owning would be
I was-
weird.
I
Him
was
owning
born and
'cause
raised
he's
into
dead.
capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
I was gonna say, I mean, you two don't want to put your names on documents, so it has to be you or I.
And it would be weird if he owned something like this.
Okay.
Wow!
A person from Lower Dura suddenly coming into a lot of money randomly.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. It's exactly why I can't have my name on it, because it would look weird.
Yep. Now that you explain it, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Still,
Because people
still a
would be
little
asking
hurtful,
questions.
but
You look in the mirror and you just see left behind the bar, kind of like looking tortured or going.
I just very slightly, I'm just like.
I can see that in your future, Soft.
okay.
But yeah, I think.
Slowly and surely, but not abruptly.
I think being of a dragon marked house, you having your name on it, you're
That
a good
makes
negotiator, you're a good front woman. I think it'd be a smart choice.
Alright.
Yep.
I sign my name on the deed.
Congratulations, Miss Oleander.
Okay, real quick before we bring him back in, because it sounds like we want to, for the most part, bring in the guilds and try to negotiate with the guilds. But we did mention trying to bring in Braun.
We can
wonder-
give him odd jobs.
I wonder if maybe Brahms just. I get the sense that maybe he's older, kind of down on his luck, maybe kind of lost some of his skill with age, and he's just more of a local handyman.
We could also go visit him. And figure
I
out
think we should
exactly what's going on.
should visit
Let's
him
talk to
and assess, and maybe we still use the Tinkerers Guild for most of this, but like you said, maybe there are things that aren't as time sensitive that we could give.
Well, yeah, and once we get the place
Maybe-
open up, we could have him be like our handyman.
Well, and perhaps if the Tinkerers Guild, we have them focus, maybe they focus also on the tavern, and maybe some of our sort of personal areas, which are less time sensitive, perhaps. We could pass out some of the upstairs work to him.
Is this a beer? Says Kelsus,
no, Kelsus.
who's sitting at the bar holding the pint glass.
Oi!
No,
Yep.
no, Kelsey.
No.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes, but
Please put it down.
Aww.
It's fine.
Do we have a better drink for Kelsis Liv?
He always picks water.
Hey, water's good for you.
When we restock the tavern,
You should have juice.
yeah, we should have maybe some mocktails.
I don't know what that means.
It means fancy drinks, but fancy drinks that kids can drink.
You can have a fancy juice.
Sweet.
There you go.
I like sweet stuff.
Good.
Don't like that guy. That guy's weird. Were you guys talking about Braun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Braun. He's cool.
Could you tell us a little bit about Braun?
Oh yeah, he's a real nice guy, and he always has candy in his pocket, and he's real big, and he's got a big old mustache, and everybody seems to like him, and he's always he's always looking for work, and he always has a big old smile on his face, and he has a big old pipe that he smokes, but he never smokes inside because he finds that gross, and other people seem to find that gross, so he smokes outside.
All right.
He has a big voice.
Seems like
Hey, I'm Braun.
Okay.
And his hair's red, and he wears a hat. or bandana. Bandana.
Okay.
Oh, and he has 2 eyes.
Oh. Okay.
Impressive.
Well, thank you.
He, with his eye patch over his
yeah.
eyes, goes,
Oh yeah.
Man, we are just like hitting all those points
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
All right. Well, so do we need to maybe bring Broxley back in, or do we need anything else to discuss?
Can we at least see how much weed is in the chest before we commit to the lowest possible amount? Because we will also need to pay the staff.
Kelsey hops down. Well, this sounds like boring grown-up talk.
It kind of is.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yep.
Or do you have the chat? Like
I have the chest, but I wasn't able to count it, so I haven't been told what's in it.
Can
So
we?
I
Can
don't
we
know.
count it?
We will help you.
Yeah, so we would have to leave because I didn't bring it with
Oh,
me.
that's what I was
carrying
asking. Did
around
you?
the
Okay.
chest.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense,
So-
actually.
All right.
Dang.
You can all come to my house. That's not weird. Yeah, let's do this.
All right. Well, it sounds like maybe we bring Broxley back in and we say yes. We want to have him set up appointments with the guilds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and
works.
we can discuss what exactly we spend with them individually.
Yes. I think that's the point. He's sort of a contact person to put us in contact with
Sure.
his contacts in these other guilds.
Maybe you and I go get the chest.
That works.
All right. I'm gonna go get Broxley.
Broxley, you head outside, and as you open the door, the front door, which by the way had been boarded up yesterday, but you know it's not boarded up today when you walked in.
Interesting.
And as you open the door, you see that Broxley is outside near the gate, and he's talking with Froon. And as you approach, Froon kind of scowls and storms back towards Froon's loons. And Broxley turns around to you and goes, "Oh yes, are you ready for me to come back in?"
Yes. I noticed you were talking to Mr. Froon.
Ah, yes, he used to own the place.
Yes.
Yes.
Heard a little bit about how he lost it
Yeah,
too.
yeah, in a gamble.
I don't think he likes us very much.
Probably not. He's been trying to get his hands back on the white sack for years and years and years. He mentioned something about being offered a management position by all of you.
Not all of us.
not all
That
of
was
us.
sort of spur of the moment on what.
I mean, you can pick any services you want.
No, thank you.
You want. Now, granted, he did not manage the White Stag
He just
back at
owned
the
it.
time. He just owned it. No. He had somebody else running it.
Okay. The gambling the whole establishment away does concern me a bit.
Yeah.
Just no thank you.
Oh yeah. Now I remember when he had to move out. Oh boy, that was not a good time. Plus, then the White Stag closed pretty soon after that.
All right. Well,
Now, Bellevue did not take care of the place. So, which is a shame. A lot of good people worked here. So,
Well, I mean,
especially Lev.
Good old
yes.
Good old Lev.
I mean, perhaps maybe some of them will come back once we reopen it to work for us.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. You probably have to talk to Gilda about that, though.
The guild, is that what you said?
No, Gilda. Oh, my
Gilda.
apologies. No, Gilda. Gilda Dune. She used to be the manager here.
Oh, okay.
She would know best where to find the previous workers. I don't know if she's much into the restaurant management business. It's been quite a while since the White Stag, but she ran a pretty tight ship here.
Okay.
She's a interesting lady, but a good one. If you want my recommendation, Gilda Dune.
Well, we appreciate all of your recommendations, and that's sort of, I think we've sort of come to agreement that we would like to at least meet with your contacts, if you could set.
Absolutely,
set
I'll
those
go ahead and get. He goes. He then goes back over to his clipboards and he pulls one up and he goes, "I've already done it. He goes, already had a tentative schedule set. They already knew that we may cancel them, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about feeling pressure. I just want to make sure that is on the ball. You got to then they're scheduled over the course of the next couple of days, with a few this afternoon. Just so you know."
Great.
Excellent. You'll be meeting with the vendors and the brewers, and then you'll be meeting. Well, first of all, you'll be meeting with the repair people, various repair guilds today, and then meeting with various suppliers tomorrow.
Repairs today, supplies tomorrow.
You want to make sure they have enough stock to get you there on the big opening day.
right.
Remember, race of the 8 wins. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys do what you need to do. I'll go ahead and if you want me to get a hold of Gilda, I can probably get a message out to her and see if she's willing to come on by. You know, not that Froome couldn't manage. I guess. I mean, he runs
Nope.
Froome's loons.
No, thank you.
You know what? How about I let you have that conversation with Froome? Oh.
Yes, but
if you-
I do think we would like to maybe meet Gilda.
Yes.
Excellent. I'll make sure I can put that together. I'll put that together. All right. Okay. Anything else I can do for you today?
I think that's sort of the direction we're heading.
Spread the word that we're opening.
That's not my job.
That's awesome.
But if you're looking for an advertising package, I'm sure we can talk to House Fairley. I'm sure they can get something put together, maybe a stage show, right? The White Stag is opening. Come on by, get your drink on. I don't know. I'm not a singer.
I mean, just tell someone tell people that you talk to, but that's not up to you.
Again, I was saying that as a joke, but I'll just say after that, that's your job. All right, guys. All right, that's part of bar management. So, but you know what? I'm sure we'll get you some good people who talk to Gilda about that, or whoever you hire as your manager. Look for somebody who has some strategies for you to get the names out there. All right. Sounds good. Okay. Hey, Team White Stag, am I right? Team White Stag. Okay, all right. Put your hands in the middle. Come on, let's do this thing. All right, 1, 2, 3. Team White Stag! All right, I'm out.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Brooks.
Thanks.
Yep, got a kid's music lesson. And he just leaves.
You abuse that.
I hope they're learning to play the violin.
Nope. Harmonica close.
All right, there.
You just hear outside the broken window, oh God! That's just 9 harmonicas. The kids are playing. I'm just now imagining a house that's constantly
Sounds like a bunch of dying
Like
cats.
as he like walks away and he's like walking down away from the bar. And I thought I was dead inside.
Yeah, right. As you're actually walking by, you see Kelsis is actually running up the walk, and he has to you see Roxy has to like dodge Kelsis, who's like running up the walk back towards her, and you can see that there is a big man kind of plodding behind him, like up the sidewalk, and you see the two wave towards each other, and Kelsis kind of climbs through the window there, even though the door's open, but Kelsis climbs through the window. He goes, "I got Brad for you."
Oh, that was so quick, Kelsis. Thank you.
Hey, Ron.
He's outside.
I thought we were outside.
Slow
sitting
and
in
plot.
the-
You guys said, did you say that?
No,
I said
because
south
he
of the
was
window.
walking.
We will see him soon.
Yeah.
And soon you hear he goes, yeah, he'll be here in a second. And they're like, half a minute goes by.
Come in.
And door open, and you see a big man, kind of big towering man. You can see that he's got big red mutton chops coming from behind a maroon bandana. Big, thick red mutton chops that kind of form into a Lemmy Kilmister type mustache there. Broad, square chin. Big man shaped like a triangle. You can see that he's definitely a big man, probably in his mid-30s. Big pipe sticking out of his mouth there. And he's got just crawling tattoos up his neck and part of his face, which are not dragon. It's not a dragon mark in any way,
Just a
shape, or
tattoo.
form. In fact, I need you two to give me everybody can give me a culture check. You two can make it, or I'm sorry, Sarah can make it. Sarah specifically can make it with advantage.
And culture's intelligence.
Culture is intelligence, yes.
That's hot. Okay. That's crap. I don't know. I got like an 8.
I had that one.
16.
17.
I'm a giver, Will. I give you these things.
Okay, so hold on. Now we gotta do this. Nat 1,
Give it.
critical failure on facts and discoveries. I hope you get the one that says you're so horrified by the knowledge of this that you're like...
That I go insane.
That your mind shatters, right? Your mind shatters like, oh my god.
Nose starts to bleed.
No, in fact, you find the idea of like tattoos so droll and boring right now that you that any more checks involving tattoo checks for the next hour, you take a -2 on.
Just seems like compensation for people who don't have fur is all.
You recognize it as a gang tattoo.
Ah, what gang?
A gang known as the Red Brands. Very violent thugs. Who kind of ran around these parts about 10 years ago, or 10 to 15 years ago, and were eventually broken up, and the gang was eventually broken up, but yeah, very, very, very violent thug types. And he has this crawling tattoo all over his face. As he walks, as this man covered in gang tattoos stands before you, he puts his hands on his hips and goes, "Well, nice to meet you.
Yay!
I'm Ron McGurty."
He's doing the voice.
And we'll go ahead and end the session there for the night.
Is that the Patrick Warburton voice?
Very nice.
Oh,
Sure, something like that.
Oh,
right?
bro.
I
it's
love
Will's
it.
himbo voice, and I love it.
Yeah, Will's
I
himbo
love
voice.
it.
All right, so yeah, and here's your Ron McGurty. by the way.
Yeah.
I
Ron
love
McGurty.
it.
Ron
I love
McGurty.
it.
I love it.
Yeah, Ron McGurty. Ron McGurty. All right. The triumphant return
I'm Ron McGurty.
Ron McGurty.
Where'd my pencil go?
I'm the contractor for Clifftop. Clifftop's contractor. I come here and I do contract
contractor?
for Clifftop.
I already like Brom McGurty.
Yeah, Brom McGurty. Okay, anyway, so that's the end of the session. All right.
Yay.
So, cool. That's it. It's midnight now at this point, so I think it's about time to start getting ready for bed. But before we do that, let's go ahead and just do a real quick rundown. How are you feeling about today's session? We'll start with you, Connor.
A lot of logistics, but if we were going to make this cover work, there was a lot of logistics that need to be done. I like Liv. I very much like Liv.
Liv.
With an
Liv.
F, I'm sorry. My F's tend to turn into V's.
I was
because I have a
like
minor-
V, T.
Yeah,
Mine's
heard
because I
Lift
have a
the whole
speech
time. I was like,
impediment.
Lift?
You're fine. All right. So you like Lift?
I like Liv. I think I'm going to like Brom. And I like the kids. I think the kids add a fun little element. So, yeah, tonight's session was fun.
Kids are good.
Definitely like the kids.
All right, so, Sarah, is Deirdre feeling about the session tonight?
Colton's a little narc. And she does not want to say anything in front of him right now. But she loves the kids. She loves Lift.
I thought the lift thing was intentional. Honestly, you kept doing it.
No, I thought it was Lift.
Oh.
Fully believed it was Lift. So Lift, and yeah, she's instantly becoming endeared. Like, these kids have endeared themselves to her instantly. So, hope nothing bad happens.
Hope Will doesn't use them for emotional leverage.
Exactly.
All right, Colin, how's Brock feeling after today's?
Overwhelmed by the brand new world of tavern ownership. Yeah. This is why he mostly just sticks to Lower Dura. But
I know. I bet that makes real fun video that people just got to watch. Is you guys going through Will's fantasy version of tavern?
if we're
ownership.
giving episode titles, the title of this one should be the gang.
The gang buys a bar.
Buys a bar,
The gang
yeah.
buys a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, goes into real estate ownership.
Feeling a bit overwhelmed, excited to tell his family about this exciting new chapter in his life.
Excellent. Going legit.
Well, yeah.
According to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. All right, and then Cassie, how's Adelaide feeling about today's session? The
So,
events?
Adelaide is concerned about the hostility and the fracture in the meeting with Delft. The fact that she also seems to have angered Delph, which was not her intention. Because she cares for Deirdre, was trying to not immediately out her lies by trying to obfuscate. But then it just turned on her. And the pointing out that we're all fractured and not working together, and knowing that a large part of that is because Valence is gone. Weighs on her pretty heavy. As far as the...
Valence was your former handler.
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Valence was your guys' former handler who died. Off episode.
Yeah, off.
Background info.
For now.
As far as the, going to the White Stag, all of the characters and all of the people in Clifftop, she's, I think Adelaide likes to meet people, and so it's just a bunch of characters that she gets to meet. And as far as, It's a lot, but I think definitely she was raised in capitalism, so like the bar ownership, I think she's not as intimidated maybe by, like, she's just like, yeah, like we talk to guilds and we pay people and it's a thing. Like it's yeah, it's kind of. I mean, again, this is kind of not, I mean, she was a courier, she wasn't like an owner of a business, but she has worked within these sort of bounds to an extent.
And we all know it.
So
That's where you're best suited.
Well, awesome. Well, hey, for those of you watching at home, I just want to thank you for coming by and watching this episode of Basements and Besties. We had a really good time. Catch us on Twitter for those of us who are not named Colin. And I got the thing down in the doobly-doo. And
wow, just lifting things wholesale from Matt Colville at this point.
He isn't watching this. I'll take whatever I want. The Bestium Steel from that's what they say, right? Mm-hmm. Bestium Steel,
yeah.
Which is how I got pretty much everything I own, stealing.
Wow, that's an interesting discussion.
Yeah,
cut that out, Connor.